PM.
All right, we got it. Okay.
Got it.
We here, episode 57. I know you're wondering where we've been. We've been doing things, man. Big things happening around our lives and, of course, in the NBA. We got it. All right. And, man, the NBA right now, free agency going crazy. We got Durant requesting a trade, blowing up the Nets. Man, there's so much going on. We got today, Zion signed his big contract with, we all said, no, don't let him sign that contract. NBA guys be stacking, right? They stacking. They're getting that big money. So we've been on here doing a lot of discussing, and we're gonna jump right into episode 57. So first question, this was meant to be talking about the NBA championship, the NBA draft. We're gonna talk about the NHL championship. If I had my hat on, I would tip my hat to Chris for picking the Avalanche, taking down my boys in Game 6 at home.
Dethroned finally.
Congratulations to you, Chris, and to the Avalanche. Talking about the US Open, it just happened in golf when we had the guys from the PGA Tour versus the guys from the LIV. And I just heard something about the LIV not being able to, the captain of the Ryder Cup team was like, LIV players, not so fast.
Yeah, a lot of them were saying you can't play in the Ryder Cup, so that's a big thing for a lot of those guys. So
a lot of things happening in the world. I mean, we got West Coast teams becoming a part of the Big Ten. I mean, I thought it was crazy for East Coast teams to be part of the Big Ten with Rutgers and Maryland, but now we got West Coast teams. Man, college football, a lot going on in college football.
There is.
You said what, Joey?
Getting that paper.
Oh yeah, it's all about that paper, baby. Everybody trying to stack. I mean, speaking of stacking, how did the last time we did your hot take? How did it do?
Didn't go so well, JB. I didn't make it.
It's all good, man. Believe it or not, man, we are about a month and a half, 2 months away from NFL and college football. I mean, it's right around the corner. When that hits, that's when we start stacking again.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what's hard to stack on baseball.
No.
If you watch, if you like yesterday, some of y'all probably had the Braves. Like, oh, the Braves, man, they killing the Phillies. Man, Philadelphia murdered the Braves yesterday. They were up.
This is tough.
But 12-1 after the third inning.
They'll win today. Don't worry, David.
That's Cooper's boy was starting at pitcher for him that day too. Cooper had him on his team. Ian Anderson gave up 7 in the second inning.
Okay.
Yeah. Anderson usually is pretty decent, but he's up and down so far. He's no Max Fried, right?
Yeah, Max Fried tonight, baby. Max Fried tonight. Let's go. Even though the closer is down for 15 days.
Oh, that's is that Jansen, right? That's,
Jansen, heart condition.
Jansen's out right now.
Yeah. But a lot of stuff going on, man, in sports, and we are here to discuss it. Oh, and Joey, did you know? I don't know if you knew that. I know you hadn't seen Doctor Strange yet. It's on Disney Plus now.
I heard that. Yes,
it went on Disney Plus. I think on Wednesday. So,
I watched it. I thought it was not as good as the first one.
Okay.
I thought it was good, but it's just a lot going on. It's definitely
They're trying to set so much up. Have you guys watched any of Miss Marvel yet?
How was that?
I've not watched.
It's good. It's good. Of course, sometimes with origin stories, they kind of move a little slow. And you got to do you may want to do some of your own research. There is one real good Easter egg in episode 2 that goes to one of the things that's been around since Marvel started, the 10 rings. Okay. Remember, the 10 rings appeared first in Iron Man 1. Those are the guys who kidnapped him. Then they've been hiding out for a while. Big and Shang-Chi. and then the symbol shows up in Miss Marvel. So probably trying to do some connections, which is what Marvel does. That's Chris boy, Kevin Feige. The dude got
I still think that's what they're best at. I still think they make pretty good movies, but I like that their overarching story is always to me, I don't even know how they do that. I mean, to connect it and weave all those things in and out is pretty incredible to be able to do all that.
Yeah, and then I guess the real thing is they do this with giving their directors autonomy.
Right. Yeah.
So they leave it up to the directors to kind of spin the story and kind of come back to that.
If they say, look, this is a must-have. This is priority. At some point, include this in because it's
a connection. Yeah.
But that's crazy that you're saying something from Iron Man 1 is connected all the way.
It's in Marvel, yes.
Yeah.
And even did y'all ever watch Ant-Man? First one?
Yes. Ant-Mans were excellent.
I remember the scene when the guys came to the lab to buy the other suit. I forgot the name of the other suit. It's called I don't know. I forgot what it's called. Yellow jacket suit.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there that was from the 10 Rings suit trying to buy it.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did not pick that up.
The 10 Rings thing on his ear and all that stuff. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the way they weave it in and out.
I learned I gotta watch real close at these movies because when Joey's boy got me on that Captain America.
Jason Davidson.
I said, never again, but I get caught missing something. Never again.
You almost gotta watch it back with like one of those Easter egg, like online, like where they have.
I usually just watch I actually watch New Rock Stars.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of stuff.
Those guys spend like hours doing it. So I'm not gonna do it. I can just watch their show.
Yeah, they're the middleman. They do
I can look at it when I get a chance, you know.
Right.
But anyway, that's my little Marvel spew for today. It's a daytime show too, believe it or not a nighttime show. See, I got some light outside. And yep. All right, so let's get to our first question of the day, dealing with the NBA. Like I said, NBA is right now, the NBA is burning up.
On fire.
I saw that Ja Morant signed a new contract. Booker signed a new contract. The Wolves signed Big Cat to a new contract. Zion got his, he got his meal.
Levine just signed.
Zach Levine just signed, and then there's been some real small signings going on. My man Joey and Chris, I think they like the signing of Tucker to the Sixers.
Philly.
Yeah,
they need hearts.
And I tell you what, the Nets right now are a dumpster fire. One team noticeably not doing anything really. You haven't heard anything on the open market. They did lose a couple of their players, the Warriors. They did lose Toscano Anderson to the Lakers, and they did lose Peyton to the Trailblazers. But not much going on there.
They'll be fine.
But we are here to discuss Stephen Curry.
Ordell.
Stephen Curry. Say what?
Ordell
Jr. So yeah. Is he winning his 4th NBA championship? And with that magnificent game 4 in Boston, is Mr. Curry, the chef, probably over the last 6 years has changed the way basketball is played across the world?
Absolutely.
I mean, his influence on basketball has made people upset.
Yes, it has.
Right? Is he? I mean, when we say greatest influence, Stephen Curry has to be up there in your top 10, like influential on the game itself.
Probably could argue.
I would say 1 and 2 would be, for me, will be Bird and Magic, because really they saved the NBA and saved, that type of basketball in the 80s. If it wasn't for those two guys and what went on there, and then Jordan kind of latching onto it and taking it to a different level, in the NBA wouldn't be so loved, the way it is now. And then with those two guys, Jordan, and then the Dream Team, what they did, just basketball has exploded internationally. But in terms of how the game is played right now, Steph Curry is probably one of the most influential ever.
Mm-hmm.
But is he one of the top 10 players of all time in the NBA is the big question here. I mean, some people, I've watched the NBA shows, and some people want to put him on the Mount Rushmore, which is bigger, which is smaller than the top 10.
Holy moly.
How many presidents on Mount Rushmore? 4?
4. Well,
so Mount Rushmore,
Trump wanted to
top 10 is totally different.
Trump, have you counted
to add his face to it?
Oh, please. Let's not even go there.
Trump on
January 6th committee meetings going on, and
epic television, by the way.
Dude's grabbing steering wheel.
How can I get it? How can I get my face in there?
Yes. I go get into that. We throwing food against the wall.
Give me that Big Mac.
Don't like
that
this.
milkshake.
All right. So but anyway, we're not even talking about the Mount Rushmore. We're not even gonna go there right now. We probably could spend hours upon hours on talking about the Mount Rushmore of the NBA, because the one thing about the NBA, and the one thing we forget with anything, a lot of time it's recency bias that really dictates our opinions. We're so used to, like, some of us have grown up. Who is Jason? Who is Jason Davidson? He had a comment that said,
"That's
the guy who called you out,
Captain America."
It's Jason. Call me out. Hey, I love that guy.
Texted him.
I love that guy. He did. He didn't call me out. He just gently told me, "Hey, you're wrong."
He made you a better Marvel guy.
Yes,
he did. Oh,
yes,
he did. I get that guy. Jason, I give you all the props in the world for just making me a better viewer. Yes, you did.
By the way, JB,
I said from this point on, you would never ever catch me in like, oh, you didn't see that?
JB, just want to let you know, Davidson's got a theater in his man cave, and he said, you want to watch a movie in his man cave, it's open. He's got a theater down there. It's theater.
We can come out there and watch some Marvel movies. You know that.
Absolutely.
That's a bet. We'll see. We make it happen with Jason, with Joey. With Joey here, that's the issue, because you never know what the hell he gonna do. That dude. Sometimes I think Joey, he makes a plan for the next 15 minutes of his life, and then don't go beyond that. All right,
that's true.
Unlike some of us, I plan out months in advance what I got to do because I'm so busy, and I don't have any little ones, so I don't have any young teenage or younger kids to worry about. All my kids are grown, as they say. But getting back to the conversation, is Steph Curry a top 10 player of all time? And I'm just putting this for you guys. If you're going to put him on the top 10, you got to give me your top 10 as well, with him included, if you're going to put him in there. That's right, Joey. Ain't going to be no off the cup crap. Gotta come.
Joey's got 11 in his top 10 somehow.
Yes, I do.
He got a baker's dozen.
Yeah, exactly.
Baker's dozen. Give me a baker's dozen.
I definitely do. Oh my God.
So I'll start with you. Joey seems to be like thinking about it a little bit. So Chris, I'm gonna start with you. I know you already got your mind settled.
Yeah. So when we were in the pre-show, we were kind of going through who we all kind of locked in our top 10. So you're really only looking at, we had 8 guys that we all figured we all agreed were in our top 10. So we figured the next kind of 5 or 6 guys were Shaq, Kobe, Hakeem, Steph, Durant, I think were our next kind of 5 in no order. So you have 2 spots for those 5. And for me, I think I've got to put Kobe and Shaq still in there. And I know we could make an argument for Olajuwon could be right there, Steph. I mean, the only one I think Durant is probably missing a little bit. But those other, I think Durant's probably maybe as talented, he could be in there easily, but he just doesn't have maybe the resume might not be as good as some of those other guys. So even if you take him out, you got those other ones. I still am going to take Shaq and Kobe. One thing that hurts me, I think, if you take one of those top 10 guys, all those top 10 guys, I don't necessarily know if any of those guys have to have a system that works exactly for them. And I think Curry, what he can do is amazing, but I think the Warriors really have built a system around him perfectly so that they built, Draymond and all these other guys that where all these other dudes, to me, in the top 10, if you put them on any team, they're gonna dominate regardless of what system is there. You know what I mean? You put LeBron, we've seen that. LeBron goes to a team, it doesn't have to be, the system is LeBron, basically. Where Steph, I think you would have to build around him, and the Warriors have done an excellent job of it. And
the best.
But it's kind of the Tom Brady thing. I think that when Tom Brady went away from Belichick and still won, then everybody said, you know what, this is the greatest ever. You know what I mean? And I think Steph would almost have to do that, where if he could go to another team and still, and a little bit of that is basketball is always going to be system. I mean, Jordan and Kobe had the triangle. So, I mean, and I think it hurts him is that Kobe was a great defender. Shaq was a great, in his prime was a great defender. Steph is not an elite defender at all. He's a negative defender. Right now, they're just hiding.
I wouldn't say negative.
What I'm saying is they've done a good job of working around his deficiencies, but he's had great defenders with him. He's not an all NBA defensive type of defender, though, right? Where Shaq and Kobe have been.
Can I just jump in on what you were saying just now? You got to give Curry credit for the things he does, because he consistently gets hunted on defense. They target him consistently.
True. I mean, he's made himself a better defender. I mean, when you go in the series, people we're going to hunt, like you said, we're going to hunt Steph and do all these things. And they try to, and they still manage to win. I'm just saying, if you're now getting into splitting hairs with this level of greatness, you've got to say, well, you got to start picking guys apart, right? So the only kind of negative guy probably that we put in the top 10 on the is probably Bird, right? That wasn't necessarily, I mean, Magic was all right, but he could defend so many positions that he's a plus defender in that way. Steph would be the only guy that may not be able to hold the other with those other guys. So to me, those two things, I don't necessarily think even winning another one, because he has the deficiencies, unless he just goes out and just wins a couple more.
Do you think his deficiencies are made up for things that out of this group that he's the only one that, like, for Steph is the only one you got to guard 35 feet.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you got to guard. He's the only one you got to guard and meet at half court. He is the only one.
I think that he has one trait that is truly the all-time greatest in that one trait, so. And he does it extremely well. It's like Randy Moss catching a deep ball. You can pretty much count on that every game to just say, if you do not do this thing, Randy Moss will kill you with this deep ball. That's how he is. It's pretty much, if you do not figure a way to stop him, he'll dominate the game. I just think when we're talking about top 10, you have to be pickier. And so that's kind of my.
What's your top 10, Chris? So we got Kobe and Shaq, we got LeBron, we got your boy from UNC, MJ.
Yeah.
You cannot have a top 10 in basketball without Magic. If anybody who watches this show or talks basketball and you mention top 10, and you do not include Irving Magic Johnson, shut up.
Do not even respond.
Don't even get in the conversation.
Unsubscribe.
Don't. That dude, that Magic can be in a discussion as the best player ever in basketball.
Yeah.
He's that good. I mean, that's just me.
I agree.
I'm watching this guy play the thing he can do on the court. I think his only limitation was he wasn't as athletic. If Magic was as athletic as LeBron, oh my God, can you imagine that?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a mixtape of him recently with this, and his passing is otherworldly. I mean, people say LeBron's a good passer, and LeBron is an exceptional passer. His vision, but just the flair Magic put on it as well. Like we talk about Jordan when he looks like he's dunking compared to everyone else, he looks on another level. That's what Magic's passing is.
Absolutely.
There's you guys
that's what Steph's shooting is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Where those guys, it's not just that they're getting it done like a John Stockton. He's getting it done and it looks beautiful.
John Stockton had John Stockton, the most assists ever, but he played his whole career with the NBA all-time third all-time leading scorer now.
So, and the thing is that John Stockton couldn't take over games. Like, okay, if Magic needed to take over a game scoring, he could do it, and that John Stockton couldn't do that. So that's
1980.
But you ain't leaving John Stockton open though.
No, you're respecting him.
You can't, if you game on the line, you ain't leaving John Stockton.
No, but you're not gonna say, Stockton, we need 28 from you tonight. You know what I mean? You're not gonna say that. Where you can say that to Magic. You could say that to Magic.
Yeah.
And he can go get you 28. You're not saying that with Stockton. So
John Stockton,
I would say my top of in no order, I had Jordan, LeBron, the three big centers, right?
You got Wilt,
Russell,
and you got Cap.
And then you have, so that's 5, right? Then Magic.
I'm gonna tell you who I got so far from you. We got Shaq, Kobe, LeBron. We got Mike, Irvin, Larry, Wilt, Bill Russell, the captain. So that's 9. Who is your 10?
And we had Duncan in there.
The big fundamental.
Big fundamental right now. Yeah. So that's my 10. All right, Joey, you're up. Joey's been licking the chops here since the pre.
So Joey, is Steph breaking into your top 10? Is your top 10 different than Chris's?
Chris,
is there anybody in Chris's top 10 that I need to take out and insert somebody for you?
I will have the same top 10 as Chris.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I am not.
Thank you, sir.
I am not yet ready to put Steph in there. It's too early. He may have a few more championships coming. And if he does, I think there is going to be a realistic chance that we're going to have to put the only person in the top 10 to be under 6'7", which is crazy. This is a big man's game, a big man's league, and this will be the only undersized player in the top 10. That's how
the smallest guy in this top 10 is Jordan.
Jordan at 6'6". Yeah, 6'6".
This is a big man's game. This is a big man's game, and we're going to put a little man in the top 10. That's how special he is. That's an amazing thing to put an undersized person in this top 10 with these icons of professional basketball. But if he gets another title or 2, I think we may have to realistically have a conversation with Kobe fans.
Uh-oh.
Oh God!
Kobe
you have opened Pandora's box.
Oh my gosh, I know. Or would we have to have a talk with moving Shaq out of the top 10? Or would it be,
don't let Shaq hear you say this.
Or would it be moving Tim Duncan out of the top 10?
Well, people would let you move Tim Duncan because half the folks don't really know how good this guy was. And he's so quiet.
He doesn't have the rabid fans of the other two.
Yeah, unless you go to San Antonio.
But
right?
He beat everybody. He beat everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He swept Shaq and Kobe in their prime. Swept them.
Yeah. He's son Garnett. He's son Dirk. He's son Shaq.
Sunned everybody. He sunned everybody. So stunned everybody. The Knicks took it. The Knicks took him 5 games. The Knicks took him 5 games. Shouts out to Jaren Jackson Sr. for getting dunked on in Game 5 by Sprewell, one of the greatest moments in NBA Finals history. Well, if we're going to, I guess the question is who am I accurate in who I'm thinking I'm going to have to move out? I don't think I'm not touching the other guys. I really don't know if Duncan is the guy to move out either. I don't know. This is driving me crazy. I don't know.
You gotta talk to those fans and see if they can tell you on it.
There are going to be a lot of upset people if you mention moving the Black Mamba out. I can think of one already.
So your boy, okay, now your boy Jason has gone into he starts some crazy stuff. All right, so
what
he says Steph has not won a chip without Clay, Green, and a Hall of Fame coach in Steph and Steve Kerr.
You said about everybody in the top 10.
We cannot get into conversations about why people didn't win championships without people. Okay, Jordan didn't win without Pippen.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah, LeBron didn't win without one of the 3 studs.
Absolutely. Right? Shaq and Kobe needed each other. Kobe needed Powell. Russell needed Kuzi.
LeBron got an asterisk for the bubble. Because yes.
No, he doesn't.
Bubble he gets an asterisk for the
I'm with JB on that.
I'm not. You gotta play.
Here's my argument for the bubble. They got 3 months. They're one of the oldest teams even then. They got 3 months rest, came to the bubble and played. Anthony Davis was healthy. Joey, tell me when AD is always healthy.
That is true. But hey, they played the game.
LeBron has been breaking down. The fact that LeBron has been breaking down over these last couple of years and they couldn't have asked for a better situation with their 2 players.
Correct.
So that to me, part of winning it is the grind, right? Look at Milwaukee. Everyone would probably say Milwaukee is the best team. What kept them this year is a hurt Middleton, right?
So are we going to put an asterisk on 2 strike-shortened seasons? Are we going to put an asterisk next to Tim Duncan for winning?
Phil Jackson did. You know Phil Jackson did, right? Phil Jackson.
We got put Phil
Jackson did for that 1999 season. 99 when the Spurs won. Phil Jackson did because it was also 2000, 2001, 2002, right? Yeah. And so yeah.
The difference, Joey, is that in a strike-shortened season, you could say, or whatever, or any of those seasons, is how much does it normally benefit? The only team it really benefited was the Lakers because they're an older team that is injury plagued that needed time off, right?
That's false, Chris. You're going to say that the Lakers are the only team that benefited from that? Nobody else.
They benefited from it more than everybody else, Joey.
They benefited.
How do you figure that?
And then when they got to the championship, the Heat didn't even have their 2 best players playing at that time. Like the guys who were playing the best in the playoffs got hurt before they played the Heat.
There is no benefit meter that is going on a wall and says, okay, they got a championship. They won a championship. But I'm just saying, if we're gonna start talking about asterisks and talking about why this person won, but this person, and let's just look, they won. They won. Okay.
Yeah, you won, you a champion. That's how it should be. And we gotta do that for everybody, though. I do that for everybody. Like your boy Jason said, Kobe won with different groups. So did Magic.
Absolutely.
When he first won, he didn't have James Worthy. He didn't have Byron Scott. Who had in his
AC
winning.
Green.
Jordan had Pippen and he had Pippen. Then Jordan won with Pippen and he had Pippen and Horace Grant, John Paxson.
Cuckoo.
B.A. Armstrong. Then he won with Harper, Kerr, Rodman,
Yeah.
Bill Whittington.
Bill Whittington.
Oh,
Bill Whittington was the Bulls starting center in those days. Or was it not Luke
Luke,
Longley?
Luke Longley was
Luke
there.
Long.
Either way, we're not going to talk about groups. We talk about the players' greatness and winning.
Correct.
Okay? Nobody's going to win a championship without competent players.
Absolutely. Chill, Davidson.
Yeah, nobody's going to win. Everybody got to have.
He's on a high after the Marvel remark. After you give him props with Marvel, he just like, I'm just gonna throw some takes out.
Yeah, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's
Chill.
they're a
Jason
champion.
Davidson.
They're the best player on their team at the time, and they're a champion. That's what counts.
Absolutely.
He's in his own bubble right now, feeling good.
So Joey and Chris both say that Steph should not be in the top 10. I'm right along with you. I'm right along with you guys. My only thing is, I can go on and say all these takes like some people might say, but these guys right here are all-time great. Steph is an all-time great. He's the only one who's still playing right now besides him is LeBron. And Kevin Durant could be in a conversation of an all-time great, but he's kind of sullying his reputation. Giannis has a chance to be one of the all-time greats. Talking about guys who right now in the league who could be an all-time great that can one day get on this list. I think Giannis is one, Durant and Steph right now, that's in the league right now that could be one of the all-time greats, and this could replace somebody in this top 10. It's going to be hard to replace the centers in the top 10 because right now we really don't have guys who are like that. I mean, maybe Embiid, if the light comes on the next 6 years, the Joker, he's like probably the most disrespected MVP ever. I can't think of another guy as the MVP.
Yes, baby.
So what?
Not as disrespectful as Steve Nash.
Okay.
Not as disrespectful as Steve Nash.
I read a story. Joey, your Zoom is kind of breaking up.
Wow.
Joey's is frozen.
Yeah, tell it, JB. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but your screen is frozen. No,
You're good now.
But you were like this. I read a story.
There's a story
about Kyrie Irving going to Steve Nash's house for a team dinner and asking Steve Nash, "Can I see Kobe's MVPs?"
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
At that point, I'm telling you, you can go ahead and leave. You have a good night.
My boy Corey said that too. Just like Martin. Kick everybody out.
Everybody out.
Yeah. Get out.
George Jefferson. There's the door.
So Jason is still talking about how his point was that Curry never took a team to the finals without a healthy Clay and Green.
Davidson, chill. Stop it right now. Stop it. You can say about every single one of them in the top 10. Duncan never went without a healthy Manu and healthy Tony Parker. Shaq never went without a healthy Kobe. Bill Russell never went without a healthy Kuzi. Jordan never went without a healthy Pippen. Magic would never went without a healthy Kareem.
Or
Stop
healthy
it.
Worthy.
Stop it right now. You stop that nonsense.
JB, is your top 10 the same, or you're doing Shaq Hakeem flip?
No. Even though I did say, I'm thinking Hakeem could have a place in the top 10. I mean, I think with him and Shaq is apples and oranges. I mean,
Yeah, that
really,
bottom half, those 5 or 6 guys, they're all
with
they're all
Akeem, Shaq, Kobe. I mean, a lot of those guys, the one thing they benefited from is Jordan retiring.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Remember, Jordan left in 98. Can you imagine if Jordan would have played a couple more years?
Yeah.
What could have, been, right? And those 2 years he missed in between the championship runs, the Akeem team won, and then in 98 he retired. I mean, that team was still good. And I'm sure they could have added more pieces to it to make it better to compete in the NBA.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they probably could have. Who won that year? Who won the year after? Well, the year after he retired. Who won?
The Spurs. That was a strike season.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right.
That would have benefited Jordan that year, Joey.
Say again, Chris.
That would have benefited the Bulls that year.
Yeah.
Because you don't put as much mileage on their legs. The older guys are going to want shortened seasons.
Jason, the other Jason, because I'm the real Jason. No, I'm just playing. You're JD, I'm JB. Listen, every good NBA great has to have players around him that are complementary to help him win a championship. No NBA player. When Jordan won the first MVP, he didn't even make the finals. Why? He didn't have players around him.
But what he could be saying, and I'm not necessarily sure, is that he could be kind of saying similar to what I'm saying in that this system is built perfect for Curry, right? Yeah. Where I'm saying is that it, as good as this system is, I think if you were to take Giannis and you throw him on any team, right? Even Giannis would be Giannis and dominate. It wouldn't matter where Steph has these pieces are built. Everything in the Spurs or in the Warriors is built exactly around him. And that's what I mean is that he could be saying it like similar to what I mean in that.
I think the one thing that we got to understand about Steph Curry that kind of goes to your point about fitting on any team, there is not one team in the NBA that doesn't benefit from a great shooter.
No, so true. I think that
on any team and be successful.
Yeah.
You're talking about the best shooter in NBA history. If he plays any team, any system, he automatically creates floor spacing for your.
Oh yeah, I mean he's other than maybe kind of Shaq in those prime years, I would say. I mean even better than Jordan because Jordan had to beat you in different ways. Shaq dominating down low or Curry from outside, they were so dominant at what they could do. They were pretty much when they're on, they were unstoppable. Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, even now, like right now, the most dominant player in the paint is Giannis.
Yeah.
And what do they do? What do they do when they play Milwaukee? They make a wall.
Giannis wall.
They make a wall. They try to wall them off from getting to the basket.
And they're gonna make Mexico pay for it.
He's not getting the ball thrown to him in the post, and he's going to work for the most part. He's mostly attacking from the top of the key and attacking you. So I mean, and if for like Giannis, imagine this, imagine a team that had Giannis and Clay or Curry on it. Stopping that.
Yeah.
I mean, Milwaukee won the championship last year with competent shooters, but not shooters on Steph or Clay's level.
No.
I mean, so I tell you, if the Milwaukee Bucks can get, and I've been saying this, and I said it about Philly, they can get people to spread the floor, it's going to make the game easier for their stars. But Steph, you're not in the top 10, baby. But if you had a top 12, you definitely be in that beggars dozen. Boy.
He is the pantheon. He is on the pantheon. He absolutely is. He's one of the most.
I mean, he's one of the best players of all time. What else can we ask for? We can
He's
make
on
arguments.
the squad. He's on
we can
squad.
We can make arguments about top 10 players of all time. I mean, like what did Andre say in his when he was getting the interview at the end of the championship, he was like, Steph Curry, he's the best point guard of all time.
Yeah.
Like, but hold on. Didn't you just say months ago how Kyrie was the best point guard of all time?
That's just hot take Skip Bayless style right there. That's all. Just throwing stuff out.
I'm sure there'd be some old heads that would put Julius Erving on that in that top 10 too.
I mean, there's a lot of guys.
I'm sure there's some old heads that would put Julius.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who were on. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
You could put Oscar Robertson in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Big O. Heck, Moses Malone, one of the best players of all time. I mean, you know what? Those guys. I mean, you know, maybe I want to see. I want to see another player outside of Giannis just go to another level. Everybody. I think also I did mention I forgot to mention one more guy I think is on the precipice of being an all-time great if he can get a championship or two. That's Luka.
Yeah, I was gonna say he took
that dude different.
He took that jump. I mean, he's got to do what Giannis did though, in kind of
he's still like 24 or 25.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's still like 24 or 25.
He's not 25. I think he's 20. Is he 20? He's 20. Is he 23?
He is
24.
He's 23.
He's 23.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
He turned.
Everybody wants to put him alongside Tatum. I got.
He's better than Jason Tatum.
Then I got Tatum all the way down here.
He's better than Jason Tatum.
Right?
Yeah, because I would say most people could argue.
Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum.
Who?
Jaylen Brown, his own teammate. There's an argument for that. Did you watch the finals? I did. Did you watch the finals, Joey? Because I watched them.
I can understand an argument. I can understand the argument coming from that.
I'm not saying that he is. I'm not saying that it's like that. But you know how the NBA is sometimes. If you get
debate on that.
Coined and you get crowned, they give it to you, even though a guy right there with you could be better. Because sometimes it's politics, believe it or not, it is.
I will listen to that to the debate about who's better between those two. I definitely would.
All right. They both need to stop carrying the ball, though. All right. Anyway.
Pet peeve of JB.
You said what?
Definitely your pet peeve
of professional basketball.
Do y'all understand why that's my pet peeve, right?
Definitely do.
Yeah.
Do you really understand?
Advantage.
Yes.
If I was allowed to do that, yeah.
It's like the defense can't Derek Harper hand check anymore, so you shouldn't be able to get an advantage.
I think if one thing that the NBA Finals and the playoffs showed us is that the NBA is letting them go back to the old ways a little bit, right? They're not completely, because I saw plenty of hand checks and plenty of contact in the playoffs. Especially if you watch Boston play. I mean, in the finals, you had the two best defensive teams, believe it or not, Golden State and Boston. Boston was one, and Golden State always, that's the one thing we always forget about them. We like to watch Steph shoot. We like to see, but their team defense is when they're really good, team defense is always good when they're really good.
Yes, it is.
So, but anyway, yeah, and that's and based on the deficiencies of Steph Curry, we keep talking about on defense. That's some really pretty good coaching on the defensive end of the ball.
Definitely.
All right, so I think we are moving on from because we just been all kind of shows talking about top 10s and all this. You should check some of our Elite Eights from last year, and that is a segue because today the Elite Eight is making a reappearance.
Yep.
We'll get back to
it. The world famous.
Our Elite Eight is universal. We're talking about Doctor Strange. We multiversal. we get the multiverse right now with our Elite Eight. It's like that's how you know how far we stretch out. Joey's like, yep.
Vecna talks about our Elite Eight in the Upside Down.
Yeah. Oh, yes, sir. And the Upside Down too. Yep.
Oh, we're even down there.
Oh, that's right.
Matt, he's
Volume
like-
2 starts.
Like Max, have you
starts
heard?
today.
Have you heard Max? He's like
Volume 2 starts today, man.
DJ Square's dropping another Elite Max.
That's right. That's right. Tell him. All right.
Max
So
is down there talking elite, talking wide receiver combos. He's like,
all right. That Becca.
That's him.
Yeah, old Vecna.
What's the old girl? She's 11? He's 001. Is that dude number?
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely 001. He's definitely 001. He got that at the end of the last episode, they had him on the thing and he showed the on his
Spoiler
wrist.
alert for all you millions that haven't watched it yet. Spoiler alert.
Hey, you better watch it.
They better.
Stranger Things, baby. Okay. So speaking of Stranger Things, the NBA draft is always Stranger Things. Once you get past that top guys, man, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, it was locked in pretty much. You knew everyone kept saying the same three and it ended up being who everybody would say. You just didn't
It
know.
was the same three, but they tricked us.
Yeah, I mean, I think but it was weird that the day before they said that betting line for Paolo moved big time for him to be the number one pick. So somebody knew something.
You say the key word, Chris? That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah, I mean,
all right. So here is a review of our draft. You know, we love to share the CJ Squared spreadsheets because we do them all the time. So if you take a look at our picks from picks 1 through 6, I got 1 right. Sucked. Joey got 2 right. Sucked. And my man Chris got him half right. So he gets
You showing it?
dip his hat.
JB, we can only see like your like the mountains.
Oh, for real? All right, I tricked y'all. My bad. Can you see it now?
Yeah, now it's up. Yeah.
My bad. My fault. Millions. Snafu. That's what happens when you got to be on the show and the producer and and one of the directors.
So you got.
So like I said, we all got pick 2 right. Chet going to the Thunder, making the Slim Towers. You see that meme yet, Joey?
I heard.
They got that one guy who plays like point forward, is like 7 foot, like 160 pounds.
Yeah.
Alex Pavluskia or something.
He played a couple of rounds on my fantasy team, couple of weeks or 2. And then
dropping the bucket there on JB.
And then we got Murray and Ivy. Man, me and Joey, we got these wrong. It's like had them.
You guys had a lot of the same. Your 5 were all the 5 or the first 5, yeah.
First 5, yeah. We got the first 5 all there, but we just didn't get them all in the right order.
Yeah.
6 is where we went different.
Joey, this is Joey's guy who already calling out LeBron. So yeah. So and then we got our over and unders.
You're right.
Yeah, you got 4. Me and Joey got 3.
Yeah, they didn't do too bad.
We were not liking Davis to early. I thought he was going to fall.
Yeah, he went 10. He went 10.
Yeah.
So here is the whole draft, and I think I got most of the trades. May have missed a couple. I don't know. But
Knicks did not want anyone in this draft, Joey. They wanted no part of any of these guys. They want Brunson.
Did Stephen A make a comment and Spike Lee was mad?
Yeah.
Everybody was mad from the Knicks, man. It was hilarious.
He was flipping out because they didn't even get back in. They basically gave away their stuff for nothing. Look at it just to get rid of money.
Draft picks next year or something.
Did
they get 2 of the Thunder's draft picks?
They got picks for the Thunder, but they for Right? Like for the with the Hornets, they end up giving they gave Kimbo away for basically just to get rid of his numbers off the books.
They had to give a first round pick to get his numbers off the books also. Yeah. That was not.
They pretty much just wanted cap space.
Correct.
They were willing to get rid of.
They did sign Brunson.
Very nice. He is a very good player.
Okay, but is Brunson the game changer? Is going to make them?
Brunson's a guy who could put up fantasy numbers in New York, but not do anything. He's not going to carry them at all. But he'll be a better fantasy player than he will be an actual NBA player.
Yeah, you don't need to. I mean, but he wouldn't need to carry them. The Knicks do need. Y'all did re-sign Mitchell Robinson. So I guess he's going to be moving into the starting position permanently. And y'all need either 2 or 3 that can score the ball consistently.
Well,
a real solid one.
When we trade for KD, we will have that.
Okay.
The thing is that Randall on a really good team should be your second best player, right?
Oh no, third best. Maybe your third best.
Maybe.
All right. Barrett on a really good team should be what? Your third best?
Third best.
And Brunson on a really good team should be your third best.
Third best.
So that's the problem is they've got a bunch of 2s and 3s. And
you can put that together. You put 2 3s together, you can make a 2.
Well, and yeah, I think with Brunson, they should make the playoffs, but that's it. That's the ceiling.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's gonna they may be a player and a half away from being a real serious.
Like if you could somehow swing for Durant, then you're talking about a pretty good team.
Durant, you're already an instant contender unless Durant goes to a really bad team, but it still make the playoffs probably. But but the Knicks get Durant. If the Knicks got Durant, here's the thing. Usually when you're a really good player, other guys want to come and play with you. But do you really want to play with Durant now that you know that he may just jump ship at any time?
You got 4 years up. You would
really?
He's got 4 years, but
on a contract. But does he really? Does he say, "Well, I want to trade again"?
I just don't know.
I gotta take this call real quick. Dang it! Hold on.
All right. I know you got a business. Joey. All right. So while Chris is gone and we're still looking at the NBA draft. All right. Big question. Who do you think? 2 questions. First question: who was your steal of the draft, and who will have the biggest impact on fantasy basketball? What if you had to take a player on a rookie player? What rookie player do you think will have the biggest impact on your fantasy squad?
I think biggest impact on your fantasy squad is going to be Chet. I think he is going to be a matchup nightmare. I think you can argue, I know that they have Gilgeous-Alexander on there. And
Josh Giddey.
He's the number 1 option, but Chet is a 7-foot shooting guard. He's going to be put into situations where he can isolate, and he's going to have it's going to be a mismatch on him every night. I don't think there are going to be many 7-footers. There are no 7-footers in the NBA that are going to be able to go out to guard him on the perimeter. He can hang out on the perimeter.
Here's the thing, Joey. Some of them can. They can go out there, not for a long time.
Yes. He's going to be able to shoot over everybody. He'll be able to shoot the ball over everybody, which is why Kevin Durant is arguably the greatest scorer ever, because there's no one that can stand and try to bother Kevin Durant's shot. He's 7 feet tall and he's shooting over everybody. So I think he can have an instant impact as far as fantasy basketball goes. I'm intrigued about the kid Smith from Kentucky that went to Houston. I don't know why he did not play for Kentucky at all last year. I know he was on the squad.
You mean Sharp to the Blazers?
Sharp, excuse me, Sharp. I didn't mean Smith. That's the Auburn kid. Sharp.
Yeah.
For
I mean Sharp. He went to the Blazers.
Was he a number one? He was. I mean, I know you have
he reclassed. He reclassed.
Uh-huh.
He was like the number one high school player in his class. I think he reclassed. I think he joined Kentucky like in the middle of the season.
Didn't play one game for him.
But he practiced with him. He said, I was reading that some guy said when they practice, he always popped out at the practices.
Always. I think possibly the Blazers got a steal, but who knows if he's going to stay.
Hey, basketball is confusing, man. I don't know if it's mine because my let me just plug in. Hopefully do you know that Kentucky had the player of the year in college basketball, but yet he is projected as a second-round draft pick next year?
He is an undersized big man.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. But I guess, what's that one guy who was player of the year, that one, Luke Garza from Iowa, remember him?
He's not on anyone's team as a right now, correct?
I know
I
think he was in the NBA for a little bit.
I think the Pistons moved him up, but I thought I saw the other day that the Pistons maybe let him go. I don't know if I don't see him having a long career in the NBA unless he just comes up and specializes in being a Mark Madsen or in being, I mean, that's what just someone that is just a big man. I mean, look what's happening to what's the name? He left Brooklyn now. He just signed with the Bulls. What's the name? Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond is turning into a basic role player. He was $100 million guy. Now he is a basic role. He's a role player now, which is fine. But unless you are, Dwight Howard is a normal big guy now. So Garza is only going to be put onto a team if he's better than Dwight Howard or Andre Drummond. He is not.
The Pistons got that one guy on their team is just no different that starts, that Isaiah Stewart.
Yes, that's what he is. You're right.
Isaiah Stewart is an undersized. Isaiah Stewart is an undersized center.
Very athletic too. I think he can.
Isaiah Stewart is. I think that kid from Kentucky is more athletic than Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart is not very athletic, Joey.
I think he can. He is someone that is. You can lob it to him. I think he can hedge and possibly guard a wing player for a little bit.
Who, Stewart?
I don't see for a little bit. For a little bit. I don't know if he can move his feet like a Kevin Love can. I don't know if he can move his feet like a who else can go out on the perimeter as a big man
Horford.
Someone's dance. Horford.
Yeah, he's an older guy, but he's one of the best.
Jimmy Butler knows that. Jimmy Butler knows that. He's like, I don't want no parts of Al Horford down there. I'm just gonna pull up.
Look at look at the guy from Golden State, Looney. He had to do it all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the thing is a lot of these new guys, you can still dominate the game at the college level in the paint, like a Baycott from Carolina, right? Those type of guys can dominate the game underneath still. In the NBA, it's all a stretch four. Even your fives now need to be, like they said that Jalen Durant, who got drafted this year, right? They said if you would have 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he would have been a top 3 pick. Now he's a guy who's a fringe lottery pick, and people are saying, can he ever stretch his game out, or is he just going to be one of those guys like a Stewart type of guy? He's not a game changer anymore.
The best players, the really good ones who are good, they make the adjustments, right? They'll make the adjustments. Look at, somebody like Shannon Fry. Remember him? That dude,
That's right.
in college, he was a post player. He started shooting jumpers, and it's always what team you get on, player development. Chris, we were talking about when you left. I asked Joey 2 questions about the draft. I asked him who, if you had to draft a rookie for your fantasy team, who would you take? Who would have the greatest impact? And what's your surprise? What's your like sleeper surprise pick of the draft? Like the what did I say, Joe? I forgot. The
guy with the most upside?
No. It's I forgot I used the word.
The one that is going to contribute fantasy.
I got that one down. The fantasy,
immediately, and
the fantasy player, the fantasy rookie, and also the steal of the draft. Who you think got the biggest steal? Like Joey said, his top draft guy for fantasy would be Chet, because you think he's a kind of a game changer, kind of a better unicorn than the unicorn himself. And so we'll call Chet the narwhal.
I would say for me, Banchero, just because I think if you're drafting that guy, they're going to give him all the opportunity. They don't have a clear-cut kind of guy that they just run through everything, and I think they'll try to get him involved all the time. I mean, he's not necessarily a shooter the way Jabari Smith is, but I think that if he can even stretch, that's kind of his one thing is, can he stretch the floor? But I think they'll give him all the opportunity. I mean, I think they've got Cole Anthony there who takes up some, but I don't think that they have a guy right now that they're just saying.
A whole bunch of guys. They got Cole Anthony there. They still have Markelle Fultz.
But I don't think that you got a guy that's like.
They re-signed. They re-signed the kid that got sent there from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Gary
Coleman.
Gary Coleman, yeah, that's right.
Not Gary Coleman. He played at Michigan State. Gracious. Played for Denver.
Gary Trent. No.
Gary.
He plays for
Harris.
Gary Harris Jr. Gary Harris Jr. Yeah, my bad. They got RJ Hampton there, who was.
Yeah, but all those guys are guys who are just pieces. If I think, to me, if you draft a guy first, you got to see if you can run the offense through him. Where I think Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Porter, both of those take a ton of shots. Those guys both love that. Neither of them have found a shot they don't like. So Jabari Smith, and I think Keegan Murray, if you look at him, he's going to be a guy who probably is solid. But I don't know if he's a guy who's just going to unload on fantasy.
Because they got Sabonis. He don't need to come in and dominate.
I think he's just going to be a guy who just fits in as a glue type of guy. So
they got Sabonis, and they have the point guard there, Fox. So they brought in Malik Monk.
I would say the guy who I think with the ceiling pick is just because of pure athleticism and is Jaden Ivey, because I think that's a guy who everyone says Ja Morant type of player, but I don't think he's as an elite point guard as far as vision, but I think he might be able to, if he can play off the ball at all there. I think he gels well with Cunningham, because Cunningham's kind of a slower type, not as like freaky athlete. So I think those two can combine well. Pistons, I think, are doing something a little bit. I think they're going.
They got Durant, they got Cunningham, they got Ivy.
Yeah,
they re-signed old boy from the Kings, Bagley, who started playing better at the end of the season.
They still have that one guy, Hayes. Remember Hayes from a couple seasons ago?
I know, yeah, you still got him.
So
they doing a little something.
I mean, they're a ways away, but I think you got to start somewhere if you're in a franchise like that. If you're.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, Dyson Daniels is another guy who he's a guy who can do everything. I think he'll be able to come in right away and do everything but shoot. I don't think
Dyson Daniels, he's going to come off the bench. And he's not going to be a starter. because they're gonna start. You're gonna start CJ.
Yeah.
And they're gonna start Zion. They're gonna put the ball in Zion's hand a lot. They're gonna do Zion like they do Giannis. And you gotta probably have your center either gonna play with the big center, and you got Jackson Hayes, and I don't think he'll be. And then they got a guy who was probably a first team or second team all defense guy in Herb Jones at right now too.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Well, and the thing is that the draft is always, you look at, like, especially this year, every one of these guys, I mean, you're always going to have some question marks, but every one of these guys has a huge question mark, I feel like. So in the end, it's always which kid is going to be able to figure out that question mark, right? Which kid is going to be able to, like Dyson Daniels and Ivy, those are two guys who weakness is shooting. Which one of those can you get to become a guy who shoots well? Or maybe they never do, and they probably, or Banchero is a kind of a weak defender.
Yes,
Holmgren, it's going to be, can his side, you know what I mean? So every one of these guys, and that's the one thing is the unknown is that how good can you make your weaknesses, basically? Right. Or can a team find a way to hide them, So
can't hide in the NBA. They're gonna find you.
Well, but what I'm saying is, like, say a PJ Tucker, we know what he is, right? Yeah. So the teams that work with him, they bring out what he does well, and then they don't. Yeah, exactly. They do. They ask him to D up and get in the corner and shoot. That's it. That's all. You know what I mean? So a lot of these guys, this year's draft seems like there's going to be a lot of role type of players.
Yeah.
And
a lot of those guys, but I think the biggest thing is, do they accept their roles, right? Because that's how you have longevity in the NBA, basically. Accepting your roles, and when you play your role, be the best player in that role you play. That's how you have the NBA longevity. I mean, I'm happy for Andrew Wiggins because he got hated on so much for being a number one draft pick. Even I hated on him for being a number one draft pick because you get spoiled when you see number one draft picks like LeBron, coming out, just coming out and just changing the whole landscape of the league, that you get spoiled with stuff like that. You think every number one draft pick is going to be a league changer. And it's not the case. Right. At least he wasn't Anthony Bennett. Let's put it that way. Or the Candy Man. Mm-hmm. First draft pick, Candy Man, Anthony Bennett, next show. But anyway, for me, real quick, I'm definitely gonna go with Chet, because I like Chet's upside in terms of rebounding and block shots. You got to worry about him putting up, but he's like a real good target for a late round pick to throw in there at center, right? And for my pick of a player who could be a steal for a team, I like Johnny Davis. I think the Wizards because Wizards keep on saying they need a point guard, they need somebody to lead the offense, and because the Wizards, they got some decent players.
He's a point guard though.
He's going to play point guard for the Wizards. How many guys come to the league that say they're not point guards end up playing point guard? It's just how it is.
Well, they may have the best backup point guard in the NBA. They just traded for Monte Morris.
Yeah, true. You're right. So Davis may be the backup point guard because Monte Morris may be the starter. Yeah. They got Will Bar. And I think Denver, that's a really sneaky good move. Denver getting KCP.
Well, we also know how you feel about Barton. So
I mean
that's addition by subtraction as far as As far as you and Barton go, you're like, that guy just gets you minutes. That's literally all he does.
And he gets you minutes and some threes every once in a while. Yeah. When he's hot, when he's playing well, man, you throw him in there. But when he's playing like crap, he ain't getting nothing. I mean, you'll get minutes. That's it.
The problem is that he thinks he's hot every night coming out. He doesn't know. He's never telling the coach, "Hey, I ain't got it tonight."
I know. But the Wizards got him. they brought in, who else they bring in from the Nuggets?
They bought Morris and Barton, right?
Okay, Morris and Barton, and you got Kuz. Kuz is a good player. You got Bill coming back on his big deal. And you got I really do like the kid from Israel. I think that he's a really good defender and has shown
he's got length. He's got length. They've got a lot of.
You would think Thomas Bryant 2 years ago before he got injured was good. He was becoming good.
Yeah, he should come back healthy. So the Wizards should be.
They won't be at least embarrassing. They won't be embarrassing at least.
Yeah, they should be.
You don't think?
Halfway.
Yeah.
All right. So man, I guess we missed a week and a half of shows. So I guess that's why we doing all this talking, which is good. But hey, still on the NBA. One more thing to talk about in terms of free agency. It's this whole Durant situation. So we did mention Durant earlier as being on a precipice of being in that top 10. And I think Chris, I don't know, one of the reasons why you couldn't put him on there is because of all the nonsense going on right now. Durant's been to the finals, 3 times in his career. Of course, he had the 1 year where he got injured, 2 final MVPs, a league MVP, multiple scoring championships. Many consider him, which Joey said, he's the best basketball player in the world, which I think it's Giannis. But where would you, as an NBA fan right now, like to see Durant go to, and when he gets eventually traded? What team? Joey, you go first.
Joe, you got this one.
Millions, Chris and JB. I've got 2 destinations that I think make sense for Kevin Durant to go. Number 1, I would love to see him play with Luka somehow. I don't know what type of what type of draft capital the Mavericks have, what type of future first round picks they have, or who on the roster would be intriguing for Brooklyn to get back.
No, there's nobody on that roster they want.
That just be wishing that he would go play with Luka. I think that would be phenomenal. Number 2, I'm not going to go the Phoenix routes. I'm going to go
with your mans. He playing with your mans.
I'm not going to go with my mans. I'm going to go with the reigning MVP. I think there may be a shot that they could possibly get him, and him and the Joker, and possibly keeping Jamal Murray. I don't think Brooklyn would be interested in a Jamal Murray, but I think Brooklyn would be interested in a Michael Porter Jr. I think Brooklyn would be interested in, I'm thinking Denver may have some stash picks somewhere possibly. So Denver is becoming, I think, an intriguing spot for Durant to go possibly. And of course, we know I think Phoenix has the upper hand because they can dangle DeAndre Ayton.
Well, they'd have to trade. The thing with Phoenix is Ayton would have to agree he wants to go because he would have to sign and trade, right?
Correct.
Sign and trade, right?
Correct. So that's where I am with that. Those Dallas and Denver.
If he went to Denver and played with the Joker, let me tell you, he would never be anybody's top 10. But go ahead, Chris.
But he'll be traded there, so he can't help that. He can't.
Not when he forced to trade. He can't help it.
Yeah.
So for me, the ones I'm hearing likely, obviously, you got Phoenix out there. I'm hearing Miami, which I would like Miami because I would like Miami only because I think Butler, as good as he played last year, I don't think he's a guy that just can. I don't think that he's a true number one. I think he's a good number two, a great number two.
So you're saying if Durant had that pull up three to win, he would have knocked it down.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm trusting that.
You had a toe on the line though, so it wouldn't have been a three.
The problem is that again, they're gonna want somebody. I've heard Hero for sure. They can't take on Adebayo. They can't take him on because something with the rookie contract, you can't have him and Simmons. So they would have to get a third team involved.
Okay.
So if the problem is if you have to give up Hero and Adebayo, does that team now, is it the same team? You know what I mean? Like Lowry, who didn't play all that well last year, Butler, and I don't think they make that move for just Hero and picks, right?
Right.
Would they make that move for Hero and picks? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, this is their one chance to really cash in. So they gotta go all in. So I heard he said he wants Phoenix or Miami. Another one I've heard is Memphis.
I saw him and Kyrie to the Lakers.
How?
I mean, at this point, like you said earlier on, Brooklyn has no reason not to just go in because this is their one golden ticket. They may as well try to get it in because they're in such bad shape.
Golden ticket.
They're in such bad shape moving forward because they don't have with that Harden move. They put themselves back so many years because they went all
Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
Joey's mans.
They almost are. They're in a weird spot where they're with Kyrie. To me, they need to just move Kyrie and then just try to build. Right? Like that's what they need to get as many picks as possible. Another one I've heard is Memphis, and I've also heard Atlanta trying to get Collins and someone else.
Malcolm Brogdon
Celtics.
Atlanta
Malcolm Brogdon got traded to the Celtics just now.
Who did?
Okay.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, okay.
That's a great
move. Atlanta.
We talked about them freeing up some space though because they had a logjam in the backcourt with Halliburton there.
Well, with Matherin coming in anyway.
Yeah.
So I would say if he could go, imagine him in Atlanta with Murray, who is my boy, and Trae Young and Durant. I mean, they've already got some shooters.
Yes.
They have one of the greatest shooters filling in there. They got them everywhere now. So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, but I would like to see him. I mean, I'm a big Durant guy, so I want to see him win, but I think they're going to need so much back that it's almost like the teams that are going to go, they're going to deplete any team that even gets them because they're going to be asking for something crazy.
They will have to.
Yeah, so they're going to want to be cashing in so much that it's going to leave the teams, their cupboards are going to be all empty.
Yep, that's why you got to start signing these. We start bringing in these other guys.
Yeah,
guys don't get released.
That's why Golden State's been able to be. They haven't had to deplete everything else just in order to win. That's why they've been able to stay consistently good all these years.
Yes,
they got the same core. They got the same core.
So I don't know. I'd rather see Miami only because I like Jimmy Butler, and I think I like him. I like him over Devin Booker, and I'm not necessarily a big Chris Paul fan. So, but I think that
that's Joey's mans.
Moving Ayton and Bridges. If you move Ayton and Bridges, and now you have that core, can they still win? Are they better than Golden State?
No,
they will compete.
Yeah, but they competed last year.
They're not beating Golden State though.
So to me, why do you make that move then?
Right.
Yeah.
If they could keep Bridges,
you think you're gonna beat them, but just like
if they could somehow keep Bridges, but I don't think that Brooklyn makes that move without Bridges. But if they could keep Bridges, they probably are. You're basically getting Durant for Ayton. But then why is Brooklyn making that move?
Yeah, because
Brooklyn's in a weird spot because they don't gain anything by just being awful because Houston's is going to take all their picks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in like a weird like win now plus win play for the future. They're like in a weird spot. Brooklyn's in an awful spot.
Yes, they are.
Brooklyn, whatever trade they make, they should make sure it's beneficial for them.
Yeah,
Correct.
No matter where the hell they send
you only get this is a rare thing where a superstar has no leverage and is under contract for years. That's how often does this happen? A top 3 player in the league, this never happens.
Yeah, you're right about that. Never.
Durant has no leverage.
No, he doesn't.
Unfortunately.
No, he doesn't.
Where do you want to see him end up, JB?
All right. So I only have one place where I would love to see him play. I don't know necessarily it'll mean championship, but team him up with Damian Lillard. Team him up there and see can he bring a championship to Portland. I mean,
well, I have heard they
honestly, man, I don't care where he goes. I mean, I don't care because I think that for all the crap he talks and the things he does, he should have stuck it out with Brooklyn, and that the chips fall where they fell. I mean, did he give a reason why he wanted a trade request? Is he chasing championships or he's just running from a situation he started?
He probably recognized now what we recognized 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's probably just
I tell you what. Right now, I saw that the Clippers signed John Wall to a deal for 2 years. Man, I'm liking the LA Clippers, man.
I have heard Paul George for Durant straight up.
That'd be crazy. I'd be pissed if I was Paul George.
Because Paul George is still, I mean, he was almost an MVP a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, playoff P. That when he's healthy, Paul George is a player that can give you easily every game 26, 7, and 7. Plus the steals on defense. The defense, I mean, yeah.
Paul George is a top 15 player, so you're basically saying you probably have to throw some stuff in. So you're basically getting a 50. But then why does Brooklyn do that unless they're trying to compete right away?
Yeah.
They couldn't win with Durant. They're going to not. But they're probably maybe thinking, okay, with Ben Simmons coming back, Kyrie coming back fully, and Paul George, maybe they make a go of it and they maybe get a pick out of it. So, and then Clippers just, but who knows? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, though, for sure.
So, like I said, John Wall averaged 21 and 7 assists when he played.
I don't know why they didn't give him any run. I guess they were just trying to
Rockets. 21 and 7 assists coming to the Clippers, who point guard is probably their weakest position. And you put Reggie Jackson as the backup.
Yeah.
And you got Kawhi. It's gonna be and plus you got good coaching. You got good coaching in the Clippers. Clippers got a good team.
Clippers are going to be a top or a top 3 team in the West. I mean, they have that level of the West is going to be tough.
They say healthy, man. They're gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. So
yes, they are.
All right. So we want to get into switch it and we'll go to. Well, first we last week we didn't talk about the US Open, right? So JB, you want to pull that up?
Yep.
And also so for hockey, I finally, like you guys said before, I took the favorite, so it's not like it's not like, well, your guys' picks at least were I picked the favorite, so I went to
hot take. I mean,
nah, I'll take it, but
the repeat, right?
I'll take it.
Though.
But I took them last year, so I was basically just gonna ride them until they finally won one. So yeah, I mean, but Tampa Bay, it looked like, because they went into their house and stole one.
Yes, they did steal it.
They were going to make it a series, and then Colorado ran away with it. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good playoffs, though, overall. So, hockey, I'm excited that hockey seems to be on the way up. It seemed like it was kind of struggling for a few years.
Yes.
I mean, they signed a bunch of new deals, playing on regular channels now.
Yeah, you got them on ESPN and TNT.
Yeah.
And TBS,
They
so
got young.
My wife told me, I know one thing. If we do a fantasy hockey league, I'm going to keep it a secret. My wife's going to go crazy. You're playing fantasy hockey too? I already know.
Well, what we did before was me and Joey split a team.
Yeah.
And we just split one team, so we might just have to split it because we don't really know a whole lot. So we might have to just split a team or something, and then
maybe do it.
Make it like 20 moves. Or something. He'll be like in 20 moves. Me and Joey are like, what the? We didn't even know who's on a roster anymore.
That's right. Hey, why do I do that? Because scared money don't make money.
It works, but it's just like we would be like, I'd look at it like, oh, who are these guys?
Oh no, I would not. If we shared a team in any sport, I would not do anything until we had a discussion.
Yeah, I think it would probably have to say, look, these 6 guys are untouchable, and then these 5 you can pretty much move in and out. You know what I mean? That's usually what it is. In hockey, it's usually the goalie and your forwards are your big deals, defensive, unless you draft a guy hurt early. But I've only done hockey that 1 year. It was fun, but it's a lot more going on that it's like penalty minutes are good.
Yes.
Penalty minutes are up there. I mean, it's a lot going on in hockey too.
Do they count as penalty minutes the less you get, the better off you are?
The one we did, penalty minutes, we played, was it a head-to-head league, I think, Joey?
I think it was a head league, yes.
I think it was penalty minutes was it a plus, I think, Joey, wasn't it?
I don't know.
The more penalty minutes, the better off you were.
I think it was. And then I can't remember though, but I know like plus and minus was is a big hockey stat, so if you got your guy on the ice, how they do, where like in NBA, that's usually not a big stat really.
Yeah.
Plus minus. Yeah, they do talk about it a lot though.
Yeah. I mean, it's important, but I don't think it's a stat that they count as anything. So, all right, JB, let's go over some golf. So, in FanDuel, I actually picked the winner, but I don't even think, do we have him on the top here? We didn't even have Fitzpatrick as an option on our picks, did we?
No. Because we're like, this guy is a football player. He just
we've had him on look at my balance, 62 cents.
Oh man.
That tells you I don't play anything. I don't play, but no, this is not the sports book, Joey. This is sports book. This is just FanDuel, just a regular FanDuel.
Okay.
The ad funds is screaming at you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not having no funds. All right. So I just noticed something. There's an overall thing so far, how we've been doing. Chris has been killing us, but I'm beating Joey by point. It's
like 1.9.
I got one, and I actually bombed. Chris is like destroying us.
Yeah, he is.
Overall standings. Okay.
Well, the problem is that we didn't have your when you won the Masters, that's not included in. So you are probably, it's closer than it appears.
Yeah. Okay, but my question is, we did the Masters we did it on FanDuel, but on a separate thing, not in this one.
Yeah.
My question is, when does the new PGA season start?
So it runs from January. They play. I know they have they play out in when the Super Bowl and stuff's going on. They have a tournament.
Let me pull it. I'm asking questions that I can pull up myself. I'm stupid.
It generally starts. I don't know how their schedule plays out, but it starts early in January.
So right now, scheduled tournaments. We usually only play the big ones. So the next big one is my birthday weekend. Is the Open Championship.
Yeah, that's the Open.
I think that's the last big one, except for maybe the Tour Championship or the FedEx. I don't know. Maybe a light
FedEx
up later.
Is usually all right. The Ryder, I wonder how the Ryder is usually pretty good, but I don't know how FanDuel would even do that.
That's Chris's joint.
I love me some Ryder, but that's actually the way that's done is more like LIV than it is It's more team golf than it is.
Yeah. I know they had a team golf for the Ryder Cup. But yeah, the next big one is the Open Championship. I guess it looks like the PGA Tour ends around August. So I guess we will so next year we be ready. Oh, they got the CJ Square Cup. Look at that, the CJ Cup.
There you go.
Well, CJ Square, they took the squared off.
All
They
right, so
didn't
yeah,
want to pay. They didn't want to pay copyright.
this is our last contest right here. So that's how you did. You got first place, crushed it. You had the winner.
Every one of my guys did pretty well.
Yeah, you had, let's see, 17th. He finished first. He tied for second. Tied for 14th. That's pretty good. You got Cantlay, Joey. What did Joey do? Joey had his
Joey
boy.
went with old Varner.
Yeah. Put him on there.
He was
because he had the Jordan shirt on.
On King Jordan.
He got boy
Gretzky down here.
Gretzky actually was not. Gretzky was happy with that one.
Yeah, and me.
Yes, he was.
Total. I was tired. Picked this is like 1 o'clock in the morning, halfway sleep, and of course my guys did nothing. My best scorer was Cantlay, and Cantlay was Chris's third best.
If I would have put that
fourth best, this is your fourth best.
If I would have put that team in the big tournament with how many people? With 47,000 people.
Yeah,
I would have finished 27th place.
Okay. Yeah, you would have got some.
So I would have.
You would have got some money.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was. I'm talking about it. I only put a nickel, so.
Here you go. That's my kind of.
That's scared money right there.
That's a Joey bet all day.
My kind of bet.
So here, look at. There's a lot of red going on.
A lot of red.
That was scared money bet.
We both. You see Gretzky there floating in the middle. Joey doesn't even give respect to.
I can't, Chris.
He didn't call the man his real name.
Yeah, no respect.
Yeah, so you can see, I didn't have one player that was in negative. I had all pluses.
Oh man,
it's just terrible.
Gretzky's like, you keep your name out your mouth. You're only Gretzky now. He made him take her name.
Goodness gracious.
Dustin Gretzky.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. So we'll switch over now to some college football because we got another big thing happening. What are we saying? 2024 they're talking about?
2024, we have USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Making the Big Ten a conference that stretches from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast.
Maryland now to California. So Joey, I know you're Joey loves him some USC and UCLA. So Joey, what's your take on this move?
This is a power move. This is it, as we were discussing earlier. This is in response to what the Southeastern Conference is doing, building a mega conference. This is something that's going to put SC and University of California at Los Angeles more into the limelight, so that they don't have to worry about, well, we keep on beating up on these weak Pac-12 teams during the college football season. Look who we're in competition with now. We're going to the big house. We're going to the horseshoe, and we're beating up on them also. So we should be just as much in the conversation as being in the college football playoff. And we figure by that time, I think it's pretty much inevitable that we know that the college football playoff is going to expand. I think everybody wants to see that happen. So you are able to perform very well in this brand new Big Ten conference, then you figure that you'll be getting a few teams from the Big Ten conference. You'll be getting a few teams from the SEC also. So that gets you even closer to, getting that payday, which they should be getting for making the college football playoff. So I think this is a wonderful move by both the Big Ten commissioner negotiating with the two. Well, I guess you can say Oregon should be part of that also somehow, but getting
Oregon's been the best of the three. Oregon's the best team in the Pac-10 in the last 10 years, or Utah.
Yes, they are.
The other two aren't as good. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but
yes. Great move by both. SEC is going to get stronger 2 years later. They're already strong, but the SEC is going to get even better. That's 2026, correct? Where Texas and Oklahoma make their move. So they're just trying to match up with the SEC as much as they possibly can. Great move. Even though a lot of old school Big Ten people are going to hate it, but old school Big Ten people need to realize you need this change if you're going to continue to compete with the SEC. This is a move that had to be made. Great job, Big Ten.
Yeah, for me, hate it for me as kind of a fan, but I like it for the Big Ten and the two schools involved because it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? They're trying we discussed before the show that the new TV deals are coming up. If you can spread from East Coast now to West Coast, you get two programs that are massive on just a brand type of scale. So from a monetary standpoint, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
From a fan, for me, it's just going to get to the point where you're going to get so many teams in there that you're going to start getting it watered down because you're not going to all play each other. Mm-hmm. You're going to start now. You're going to get Oregon's going to probably leave because the Pac-12 is on life support right now. And then all that becomes stronger. Then now what's the ACC and the Big 12 are going to have to keep up. So then they're going to start to, and like as JB said, people are talking about a 40-team conference where it's like now you're just going to get random scheduling where you're going to still get like Ohio State playing Michigan, but you know what I mean? Like you're going to start getting where there's going to be so many teams that these big battles are not going to be happening. And you're going to just get teams that are playing, like it's going to be hard to judge where everybody's really at. And you're not going to be able to get the big battles. As for me, as a football fan, just watching over the last, once the playoffs came in.
Yeah.
I feel like football has been great over this time period. I don't feel like they necessarily need a change, but money talks. You know what I mean? TV rights, all that stuff talks.
Don't make money.
So, I agree. I would think, to me, if you could get an 18 playoff and kept everything how it was, then to me, I don't have a problem. I feel like a team maybe like Clemson or Oregon, maybe that an 18 would maybe figure out if they were as good as advertised because their conferences aren't as good. So you're going to maybe alleviate that eventually. But I feel like some of these conferences are going to be just so many teams that it's just eventually going to be like, I don't even know. It's going to be like, I don't even know how you're almost going to have to make like an NFL type of thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's going to be divisions within the conferences. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to turn into the NFL where it's going to be more like that, where there's going to have the East division, the West division. So, I mean, I just don't want to necessarily see football. I don't feel like from a football standpoint that it needs to change other than maybe an 18 playoff. But I get why these teams do it because the Big Ten now gets a wider draw. And you get, imagine a Michigan versus USC. That's going to be in a couple of years. That's going to be must watch probably.
And it's not going to be in the Rose Bowl because the Rose Bowl is not the Rose Bowl anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, where right now there's just not enough draw from the Pac-12 for me. A Michigan or a USC, Arizona State. doesn't really, keep me up at night. Go, I can't wait to watch this game. So
Unless you're betting on it.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So
right.
It's that last piece of the parlay.
you got to get that parlay, right? You always got to get that
The
late
last piece of the parlay you watching closely.
Yeah.
Very last one.
I get it from a monetary standpoint, but from a fan standpoint, I don't feel like NFL was broken or the NCAA football was broken, so I didn't necessarily need it to be fixed. So, I mean, I still think that as long as the product on the field is good, that's all I really care about. I just would rather, like you guys said, we've discussed before, maybe extend it to at least an 18 playoff, and I think you're good. So, yeah, I just don't want – I think that the regular season college football is as good as any other season. Probably the best in football or the best in sports, the regular season. So, yeah, I think if you I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'd be crazy, though. But I get it from a money standpoint.
It's all about the money. What's going who's going to lose out on all this stuff is going to be the mid majors. It's just going to, you're going to start to see bigger separation in the colleges, and like how they have the FBS and Division I, they got 1A and 1 AA. You may end up having 1A, 1 AA, and 1 AAA now, because you're just going to put just these teams from this super conference or whatever, like an NFL type deal,
right?
And everyone else gets to play for the other fake championships.
Right.
I mean, that's the only way it's going to work. I mean, because if I'm the other colleges, I'm like, we don't even want to play you guys anymore. Why even play y'all? Just gonna play our guys and try to make money, because we are looking at I guess the best of times, the worst of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that kind of situation. It could have some excitement, and could generate massive amounts of revenue. But whenever you generate massive amounts of revenue, of course, somebody gonna lose out, and it's going to be a lot of the small guys losing out. And
I would say though that matchups are always something that, like, when we're going through and we're breaking down who we're picking, we're always looking for intriguing matchups that maybe we haven't seen. All of this mix-up is going to provide that. Texas versus
Alabama. Definitely. You may get away from some of the guys. You may get away from some of the guys like Michigan playing Minnesota for the 100th time.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be interesting.
USC. I mean, that's not bad for football. That's not bad for football. But
because it's always matchups. We even go through our list. We're going, which matchups are you looking forward to this weekend? There's going to be plenty. If USC is good, if UCLA is good at that point, if you're going to get a lot more matchups that are more intriguing than they've ever, you know what I mean? Just because it's fresh and new. So at least that's good.
Already looking, the college football this year starts off, kickoff is on Saturday, August the 27th.
Oh yeah. There we go. Get Joey, you better get ready with that. What did you get? Like, you were like 56% last year. You better be betting.
That's always funny. Week 1 of college football lasts from the 27th of August to September the 5th.
Okay.
Who's that Saturday night, that first big game? Who's that?
The first big game on I did remember I sent y'all an email. Hold on. I sent an email from the CJ Squared with all the big games.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me go to
Can't wait.
What
did you have, Joe? You end up the year, 57% picking? Something like that?
That's professional betting level right there, Joey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just another day of the office.
You know how I do.
You just better bet. You better bet. You need to make a Twitter account where you just really put your lock of the week.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm looking at the games that I have. The biggest game on a Saturday night, from what I see, that I've picked, that first Saturday really big game is Georgia versus Oregon.
Oh, that's
Okay.
And it's two big games. Really, it's two really big games.
Okay.
It's Georgia at Oregon and Notre Dame versus Ohio State. Those are both on the third. Those, like our first week, I'll tell you, I already picked our first week. Northwestern, Nebraska, had a little Nebraska in there because of Joey.
of course.
Penn State.
Yes.
I threw West Virginia versus Pitt because that's one of my college football rivalry games from the video game you always see.
Yeah.
Illinois, Indiana. I got Cincinnati at Arkansas, Utah at Florida,
That's a big
Houston versus Texas, San Antonio, Georgia, Oregon, Notre Dame, Ohio State, LSU, Florida State. Bonus game, Tech, ODU,
one.
and Clemson at Georgia Tech is the last game.
Okay.
And you know, this year we're gonna do. The person who has the best week of picks gets to pick the bonus game for the next week.
Okay.
Oh, all right, that's sweet.
A lot of those. I'll be picking a lot of those.
Is Urban Meyer gonna be? Is he gonna be doing the old coin toss at the Utah Floyd? He's coming
He
out.
might. I know, right? He made
Everyone's
that's an
loving
Urban
everything.
Meyer Bowl. It is. That's an Urban Meyer Bowl.
That's
Get
the
out of my
Urban
way.
Meyer Bowl.
Get out of my way.
He's just kicking at all these guys. He's just going through. Get out of here. Move it. I'm Urban freaking Meyer. You know who I am? This is
Oh
the
my
Urban
God.
Meyer Bowl you're playing in.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so now let's get into it's been a little bit of time now since we were supposed to do this last week, but with Gronk, news of Gronk retiring, right? We're gonna talk about who is your top 5 tight ends from the 1990s on until now. So Joey, who you got?
I think we're gonna be the same here, but let me list mine. I think I've got one I got the top 6 in my top 5.
We ain't doing no Baker's half a dozen.
Joey's always trying to.
Now
flip
let me ask you this.
You
Am I adding-
you can give your honorable mention, but he don't make the
I
top
don't mention. Am I allowed to have Gronk? Or is Gronk out of it?
No,
Yeah.
Gronk's in there.
Okay,
You can have
so
Gronk. You
Gronk-
gotta,
This is just your top.
don't rank them. Just give you top 5.
Got you.
No
So
ranks.
Gronk, Shannon Sharp, we're going to be the same. Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce, Antonio Gates. Honorable mention, Jason Witten.
So Gronk, Sharp, Gonzalez, Gates, and Kelsey. Honorable mention,
The Giant
my
Killer,
hands.
Jason Witten.
All right.
So is that who you have, JB?
I got some of them. I don't have one of the guys he has on there, but go ahead. You up.
So for me, I got the same 5, except I flipped Kelsey and Witten at this point. Witten is the second all-time in yards,
Yeah.
second all-time in receptions.
Yeah.
And he's beating Kelsey in touchdowns. So as of right now, I think Kelsey will probably move ahead of Gates. If he keeps at Kansas City, I think he'll probably be in the top 3.
Okay.
Sharp actually is my 3rd.
You
Sharp,
got
I got 3.
Witten, you got Witten, Gonzalez.
Right now, Witten, I don't know how you can keep him out with he's second.
Witten, Gonzalez, Gronk, Gates, and Sharp. Honorable mention.
Jay Novacek.
I got Kelsey as my guy.
Okay.
Yeah, honorable mention. All right. So, all right. So, I got everything the same except I got everybody in there, and Sharp is my honorable mention.
Oh, I could see the argument I have for Sharp is he played in an era that didn't throw as much to their tight ends. I feel like if you put him in now era, he would be, or even in the early 2000s when those other guys, I feel like he would be just as dominant because he was head and shoulders above every other tight end at that time.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
I mean,
he also has what? I mean, how many titles he got? 2 titles or 3?
3.
He has 3, right?
3.
I know he has one with the Ravens when he had Trent Dilfer as a QB.
And back-to-back.
With the
Broncos.
Okay, yeah.
Back-to-back.
Gates, Gronk. I got Gates, Gronk, Kelsey, my man's Witten, and Gonzalez, Tony Gonzalez.
Well, that would be the other argument is who's your actual one.
Yeah.
Gronk or Gonzalez. I think that Gonzalez, if you put him on New England all those years, he dominates. He's better than Gronk is.
Yeah,
if we're talking complete package.
Well, Gronk's the better blocker for sure, but Gronk could never.
Best blocker in this group is Jason Witten.
Yeah, Gronk
receiver, probably. I don't know. Most dominant, definitely, probably gonna be Gronk.
Gates,
it's hard, man, because Gates was a monster.
Yes, he was.
He was a monster.
Yes, he was.
Kelsey is a monster right now.
Yes, he is.
Gonzalez was a beast too. So and Sharp was, like you said, a different sort of right now we're more of a pass happy league.
Well, yeah, his targets are nowhere close to those other guys. They just didn't throw. I mean, if a tight end got more than 60 yards in a game and 5 catches, that was a huge game back then. Now,
Sharp was a big play tight end, though.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of the first one that was like that next level guy.
Yeah,
now
he got to go to the house easy.
Like Darren Waller has games where he's catching 10 passes and 120 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Then next game, he catch 1 pass for 5. Yeah. Darren Waller said he's the best tight end in the NFL right now.
That's what he said. That's what
he had himself as number 1.
I mean, I feel like that's fine to put yourself there, but Kelsey is right now is I would put Mark Andrews above Waller at this point consistently. Why? Because that's the biggest thing is consistency.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Mark Andrews is a beast.
Yes, he is.
You wonder, will Waller's numbers go up with the Adams presence or down?
It depends on what kind of offense they run. I mean, obviously, you can't focus on Waller as much as you did before because now you got Devontae Adams out there.
It might be that what he does is Waller. They love using Gronk in the end zone, right in the red zone.
Yes,
Waller could, because he's got now McDaniels there.
He's the coach there. That's right.
He may love using Waller in the red zone. He may have double-digit touchdowns easy.
I mean, he's going to get. They're going to be hard to stop in the red zone with Devontae Adams and Waller, and you got Hunter Renfrow with his quick movements because he's in the red zone. He's deadly because he's like so quick. He's like what's the guy back in the day, Wes Welker type quick.
I think that's what they're trying to do is trying to kind of bring that offense back. You got a true dominant one. And New England, really, other than Moss, never had that.
No, they didn't.
Waller,
dominant one.
Mm-hmm.
No, their dominant one. Gronk was getting all the passes. That double tight end. They double tight end that one year with him and the old boy.
Yeah. All right, Joey. So we're kind of all about the same. So leave your comments under. See what
put them down there.
We know franchise Buttons will leave his and see who he's hating on.
Yes.
Joey, JB, did you want to tell Button something?
Oh yeah, hey Buttons. I know you watch the show every once in a while. I just wanted to remind you that you told me that when the playoffs started in fantasy baseball, that you were going to be right there with me.
That's what he
I
said.
just want to show you where you are right now, Buttons.
Oh goodness. How many games out is that?
Buttons, you are 57 games behind me, bro.
You got a lot of climbing to do, Button.
57. And you see right here, Buttons, what is this? Number 1. Your boy JB. This is my first year playing fantasy baseball, Buttons. This is my first time I dipped my toe into the pot.
57 games out, Buttons.
You're not even dipping. You just dove in. You just did the old doing off the springboard.
Buttons I believe he's.
And Joey, I'm dominating my division. Look at this division right here.
Oh,
look at that record against my division. Dominating.
Yes, you are.
You're the Yankees right now.
Yes, you are.
You're the Yanks.
A big shout out, Buttons. Big shout out.
Is on his way back from a cruise in Mexico. So he's been relaxed, and maybe that's the reason why.
That's the problem. You need to get back. You need to get back in the groove right now.
Yeah,
Buttons.
really, Buttons.
Hey, on them cruises, they got internet.
He's relaxed too much.
So don't tell me because you're on I was supposed to be right now. I was supposed to be on a Galapagos Island today.
Oh, that sucks.
FYI, y'all, I know some of y'all say, hey, JB, guys, my trip to Ecuador and the Galapagos got held up because they were having some issues in country. The country was on a state of emergency, so we didn't go. So I'm not going again until next year.
Oh.
But Buttons, dude, step your game up, bro.
Step your game up.
5'7", Buttons, 5'7".
Come on, Buttons.
Come on now. All right, Joey, you want to tell them?
Buttons, I love you. You Buttons, how Joey said, Buttons, you my mans.
Your man's, Buttons.
After all that.
You're our man's, Buttons. It's time for the Elite Eight, CJ Squared Elite Eight, the best Elite Eight of all time.
Find it upside down.
Upside
down.
Even in the upside down.
You find it on Earth 838.
Even upside down. You can't find a better Elite Eight. And since we are, JB, how many days away did you say we were from the NFL? Did you say five weeks? Well, I'm not sure how many days we're away from training camp. I know.
So the college football season, the first weekend is August 27th. So we're less than 2 months away. The NFL camps are going to start here in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And the first Hall of Fame weekend for the NFL
August 4th
is August the 4th. So we are almost a month away. So pretty much camp's going to start here soon because the Hall of Fame weekend matchup is Jacksonville in Vegas on a Thursday. So that means that's about 3 weeks of practice. Man, we right around the corner from another NFL season.
So we'll start doing all our breakdowns and
breakdown. I love a breakdown. I love it.
Joey's Giants predictions.
Doing our college picks, our college conference picks.
Conference.
College.
This one will be hopefully better because we'll now have an idea of who, you know what I mean? The last year we did it, we were just kind of off the cuff picking. Now I think we'll have a better idea. It'll be interesting to see. You know, Joey's going to reach for somebody out west.
I'm reaching.
Someone's going to reach out west.
I'm definitely reaching.
We already know that. So Joey, let us know what's this Elite Eight.
So this Elite Eight is going into the 2022-2023 NFL season. We are ranking and going through the matchups of the best receiving core in the NFC to include tight ends. So your wide receivers and tight ends, who is your best receiving core? At least that's who we think is the best receiving core in the NFC as of right now. We have a ranking We have a top 8 in our Elite 8. Number 1, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Number 2, the Los Angeles Rams. Number 3, Uncle Larry's Minnesota Vikings. Number 4,
Ham and Eggers.
the Ham and Eggers. Number 4, the Seattle Seahawks. Who's
Don't know
throwing
how.
Who's throwing to them?
That's something Chris did. He loves some Tyler Lockett.
Who's throwing to them? Number 5, the San Francisco 49ers. Who's throwing to them? Number 6, JB's America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Number 7, the Arizona Cardinals and their quarterback who is very upset. And number 8, we made a change. We moved the Carolina Panthers out and we moved in.
Look at this guy.
Fly, Eagles, fly. So let's go first with Tampa Bay.
Oversized jersey.
Tampa Bay versus Philly. Tampa Bay number 1 versus Philly number 2. Chris, where you going here?
So we talked about Godwin is a little bit right. He's going to come back in what, week 8? You think, right? Is that where they're?
I think so. Roughly that, yes.
Mike Evans has been consistent. They signed Russell Gage, right?
Yeah. Mike Evans is one of the most consistent wide receivers in NFL history. I believe he has 8 seasons in a row with 1,000 yards receiving.
And then you got so tight end for them is they got Brait and
they have the kid from Alabama still there too.
OJ Howard, right?
I think he's still there as well.
And
Go ahead,
then
keep talking. I'll pull that
you
roster.
got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard, right?
You got Goddard. Yeah.
Goddard, yes. Russell Gage from the
So
Falcons.
right now, starting the season until Godwin comes back, you got Gage, Brown, or Gage, Evans, and Brait, right?
Yeah.
Versus Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Give me Philly, actually.
Philly.
No, they must have got rid of OJ Howard. He's not on their roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, without Godwin there, I think that's a big drop between Godwin.
They do still have Rashard Berryman, Scotty Miller, who had that big play against Cooper's Packers.
Got behind the defense.
They did. They also brought in John Brown, the speedster.
He is fast.
Give me Philly. I think it's unknown there, but I like the upside with both of those guys. You know what you're giving with Evans. I don't know what Russell Gage can turn into.
Are we going to have a super upset here in the first round?
Oh, goodness.
So really quick, before I make my pick, I'm going to go over the Philly roster. They have JJ Arcega-Whiteside, AJ Brown, Deion Kane from Clemson. They got John Hightower still. They signed Zach Pascal, which is a pretty good pick. Actually, they still got Jalen Reagor there, first round pick. Devonta Smith, Greg Ward, Quez Watkins, who's a speedster, and they do have Dallas Goedert. Man, give me Philly as well.
Ooh.
Joey doesn't even get to vote.
Ooh.
Big upset right off the bat.
I mean,
Philly
we're talking
about.
I guess the biggest thing is with the Eagles bringing in AJ Brown and the Bucks losing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a different story if Godwin is healthy.
Yeah.
If Godwin is fully healthy, I think you go there, but because he's missing so much time, Gage, I think I trust Devontae Smith more than I trust Gage, really.
Right.
Guys, real quick story. Do you remember the kid who passed away from the Ravens? The linebacker?
Yeah.
Said the kid died from effects of he was doing cocaine. He was laced with fentanyl.
Oh my God.
He died from the effects of fentanyl and cocaine.
Man, say no to drugs. Come on now.
Good.
Fentanyl, man. Fentanyl, that is causing a lot of deaths.
Yeah. Isn't that what Prince died from, right?
I don't know.
I think that's what he got.
Man, I know he was using as a painkiller. Maybe it was in it, but yes.
Yeah.
Fentanyl. Because I know fentanyl, man, like you take a little too much, man, you overdose immediately.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I think that stuff is really strong. Remember, that's what Joey, you gave your dog, Sadie, and they were saying, do not touch it with your hands. Like, don't, whatever they do, because they said you have to have like gloves and everything, you have to put it on and all that, like a pad. And they said, so it's strong.
All the cop shows I watch, the ones I watch now, it's always like fentanyl is the overdose reason.
Right. Right.
I think it's just super, super strong. All right, Joe, who we got next?
Let's go to the bottom of the bracket. We're going to go to the 2 versus 7 seed. The number 2 seed for us, we have the LA Rams versus the 7 seed, the Arizona Cardinals. Rams, of course, they did make a big signing. Allen Robinson did just come over. Of course, they may have some who some may say is the best receiver in football, Cooper Kupp. And going with the Arizona Cardinals, of course, their best receiver is going to be out for a little bit.
At least 6 games. I think he is appealing it, but it's 6 games at least. I know.
6 games?
Yeah, that's his suspension.
Okay. Yeah. JB, where are you going here?
I'm looking at these rosters real quick, and I wrote some stuff down. So with the
Hollywood is there.
Cardinals, they brought in Hollywood Brown, deep threat. They still got AJ Green. They got a kid they drafted. They got 2 diminutive receivers they drafted in the first round with Andy Isabella from Massachusetts, a speedster, and Rondell Moore, Joey's mans.
My mans.
But I don't really like the other guys. And then their tight end, they got a really decent tight end. Probably one of the guys who probably could have been on our list as a guy. He's just as easily Zach Ertz. He's been a really good receiver in the NFL for 10 years.
They drafted tight end?
Huh?
They drafted tight end?
I think they did draft a tight end, didn't they?
They did. They drafted Trey McBride out of Colorado State, and they drafted 2, actually. They got another guy, Chris Pierce Jr. Let's see, McBride. Yeah, McBride they took in the 2nd round.
Yeah, so they're thinking, I think he was one of the higher ranked
tight ends,
Yeah, they have him as kind of the top 5 rookie tight end.
They have won the award for the best tight end in college football last year.
So, they've got some.
I think it could be the guy.
He was the first tight end taken.
You got the Rams, who have, like Joey said, possibly the best receiver in NFL, or possibly the most fed NFL receiver, because we get that many targets, you're going to do something. But they have Van Jefferson, a good receiver, young guy, Cooper Kupp. They brought in Chris's man's Allen Robinson.
That's right.
So if you in fantasy league with Chris and Allen Robinson is on the board,
don't touch.
It's the 4th or 5th round. You better get him before Chris does.
If you think he's sliding to you, you might not be happy with the outcome.
Yeah, and then they got my man, Joey's man, who's the early season guy who always puts in work weeks 1 through 4, Tyler Higbee. So with Hopkins being out,
is Everett still there or no? Is Everett gone? Everett, is he still there?
Everett signed with I think he signed with, I forgot who he signed with. Gerald Everett. He may be, I know he's not back in Seattle. I'll look it up. But I'm gonna go with the Rams.
He's on the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Rams since Hopkins is out at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
so I think Robinson's going to have a really good bounce back season, and that number 2 guy on the Rams, with how they play, is going to get fed.
Absolutely.
I think I'm with JB here mostly because I think their Arizona is, with signing that getting that rookie tight end if he comes around and Hopkins. But I think that with Hopkins missing those games, you got to give it to
right.
You got to give it to the Rams here. So I'm going to go with the Rams also. But I think the Cardinals got a good receiving core. If they can kind of hold on, they'll have some weapons there for sure.
Yes, they will.
Because Hollywood Brown, I don't think is really a one, but as a speed type of take the top off kind of guy, I think he can dominate it.
And and plus he had that connection. He played with Kyler Murray in college too, which was going to be beneficial. So Gerald Everett signed with the Chargers.
Yeah,
Chargers. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So the Rams are going through as the number.
Hey, we're not giving Joey no time to talk.
It's all good. It's all good.
He's just moderating right now.
I'm keeping track of this. Let's go. Let's stay at the bottom of the bracket in the Elite Eight. Let's go to the number 3 seed, Uncle Irv's Minnesota Vikings versus the number 6 seed, JB's Dallas Cowboys. Minnesota Vikings may have arguably the best wide receiver in football in Justin Jefferson. Of course, we all know Adam Thielen has been there forever. All he does is catch touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Dallas Cowboys made some big moves. They did trade away, I guess, arguably their former number one. Their number one guy is now a Cleveland Brown, but they're fine with Amari Cooper going because they have a superstar in the making in CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup is going to be coming back after his ACL tear is healed. So, Chris, where you going here?
So you got
Hey, be careful.
Thielen, right? Who else is even there? Who else is even there right now?
For who?
For who's their number 3 wideout?
For who? Minnesota?
Yeah.
KJ Osborne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wait a minute. KJ Osborne
Fringe fantasy guy last year.
He's their tight end.
Tight end is Uncle Irv.
Oh yeah, Irv Smith is their guy.
Irv Smith, baby.
Uncle.
Yeah, I gotta give it to you. So you're basically looking at, say, Lamb and Jefferson cancel each other out, right?
Yeah. Do they, Chris? Or is just
Lamb? I know. Yeah, you're a Lamb guy. I think Lamb will put close to similar numbers to Jefferson. Maybe Jefferson
Jefferson gets to, I mean, when we talk about, I don't know, just he gets fed, man. The dude getting fed.
Right. So then it comes down to who? It's got Thielen, who it still scores a ton of touchdowns, but he
scores touchdowns.
He scores touchdowns, but he didn't even have 1,000. He didn't have a 1,000-yard season.
He can't stay healthy to play.
Can't stay healthy.
So as he's getting older,
I'm looking at their other receivers. BC Johnson. They got Ricky Prohl's son, I guess. Blake Prohl. Remember Ricky Prohl played for the Cardinals back in the day?
That's where the term stacking came from. Ricky Prohl.
Okay. They got Albert Wilson from the Dolphins. Tight end, they got Irv Smith. I don't know who else. These guys, I never heard these guys before.
Not Irv Stroud.
I think that Gallup, right? Gallup versus Thielen.
Gallup versus Adam Thielen.
That's kind of a toss-up, right?
Yeah.
James Washington, they still got, right?
James Washington came out of retirement.
James Washington went to Dallas.
He came out of retirement. James Washington, that number 37, James Washington?
Yeah. He's out of there. Out of retirement.
James Washington was my man back in the day.
And then you got Schultz. Schultz showed up last year.
Yes, he did.
I think, to me, I'm going to go Dallas just because I think the wide receiver core is pretty similar. I just think that I trust Schultz to have another big year. So I'm going to go, when you throw the tight ends, I'm going to go Schultz and Dallas.
I'm going to go, and I'm not trying to make it a homer pick, but I'm on the same
Plain.
kind of lane
Not a
as
homer
Chris.
pick, KB. Not a homer
I'm
pick.
saying I'm in the same lane as Chris. I do like the fact that even though that Dallas, when we're missing Gallup, James Washington is a very good receiver when given a chance, right? A good speed, and they brought in a kid from South Alabama, one of the fastest guys in the draft, Alan Tolbert, and Schultz was, we talking about numbers last year, easily a top 5 tight end. Easily. Yeah. And they signed him he had to sign the what's that 1 year deal they call? I'm having a brain fart today.
Franchise.
They franchise tagged him for next year. So he's basically on one of those deals where he's either get paid or go somewhere else. I think he want to get paid.
What do they call it? A show me deal?
Show me deal, right? Or like Joey said, I'll believe it when I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe
it. Joey doesn't get to vote again. We don't want Joey's input.
That is fine. That is fine.
Sorry, Uncle Irv.
Sorry, you're ham and eggers.
Cowboys are going through at the number 6 seed. Let's go back to the top of the bracket. We got the 4-5 matchup. 4 seed Seattle Seahawks.
We're staying out west.
We are staying out west.
NFC West match.
Of course, they got the monster DK Metcalf and a very good compliment receiver to him. Sometimes it seems like he shows up a lot more than DK does, and Tyler Lockett versus our number 5 seed, the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, we know that the 49ers are looking to possibly give big money to Debo, who does everything for them. So Brandon Ayuk is a complimentary receiver, but let's not forget possibly the best tight end in football. JB, where you going here?
So I'm looking at the why did it say that Jerry Everett for the Seattle? I don't see him on the roster right now. So I guess he's not. So that thing about this, Seattle, they got DK, Tyler Lockett, probably one of the best 1-2 combos in the league in terms of receiving combinations. Both got the ability to be number ones on any given week. And they did, but they don't really have a lot of depth. I see Freddie Swain. I see
you won't see
Marquise Goodwin. I see D. Esridge, the guy who played there last year. He got drafted this year. And tight ends, I like the tight end. They got Noah Fant.
Very good tight end.
Really good young tight end. Will Dissly, when he plays, he's a decent tight end.
Yeah.
But when we go to San Fran, I just think San Fran has, when you talking about total, the way that San Fran plays, they always have like a next guy up mentality.
Absolutely.
In terms of the wide receiver group. I've seen Jawan Jennings step up.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you got Debo. I see Ayuk step up. They brought in Ray McLeod, the guy from Clemson, who's a good punt returner and a good playmaker. And plus, they have one of the best tight ends in football when he's healthy. Stone Cold George Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with San Fran here.
JB going Niners. Chris, where you going?
I'm going Seattle here. I think that I like Fant. He's maybe not as gonna put the big numbers up as Kittle, but I think that he can consistently, first off with Kittle, like you said, he's great when he shows up, but that's a massive if. Ayuk everyone was hyping him up, me included, last season about him just exploding because he had 2 or 3 weeks the year before. Mm-hmm. So, Debo, I feel like, he's good at what he does, but I feel like Lockett is much better than Ayuk, and Metcalf and Debo, even though they're different type of players, I think that both of them get it done just in their different ways. So, to me, I just like the proven track record of the Seattle guys over maybe the high ceiling of the 49ers guys. I think the 49ers guys do have the higher ceiling, but consistently I can't trust Kittle, and I haven't been able to trust Ayuk at all. And even Debo, I feel like as physical of a game as he is, I think that eventually that could wear down. And he, if he can't be physical, he's probably the most physical receiver in the league. And he's just, eventually that's gonna wear down. So I'll go Seattle here. So Joey finally gets a vote.
And this ain't close for me, Chris.
Seattle?
This ain't close for me, JB. The 49ers are going through. Debo, I love. Ayuk exploded last year, especially at the end of the season. And of course, George Kittle, you could argue is.
Don't you remember Ayuk had like games where he literally had like a point in fantasy?
Yeah.
Forget.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a talent issue. I believe that was I think at the beginning of the year, he was trust me, I had him in a couple of leagues. Beginning of the year, he was in the doghouse.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think their ceiling is, I don't know if their ceiling's better than Lockett and those are two of the best, probably 15, 20 tight ends in the league right there, or wide receivers in the league. But I think that those guys at San Francisco, they can beat you in other ways, where I think Seattle's just got you pretty much, they're just kind of conventional wide receivers. So I don't hate on it. But he only had 56 catches. 56 catches, 826 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Right.
That doesn't scare me. I don't stay up at night as a defensive coordinator saying, I stay up saying, how do I stop Debo?
Correct.
But not. And Kittle, I go, well, he'll just get injured. So I'm good.
We're fine with him.
Yeah, he'll let him get 40. And
he goes for a 200-yard receiving day.
Yeah, he'll definitely have a couple of those. I just got to hope I'm not against him on those days. Or he just.
And everybody, we are not taking in consideration who's throwing these guys the ball.
Yeah, we're trying to just say, if everyone had the same team and everything, this is just the best group of receivers. Because that'll completely change everything. So what we'll probably try to do is maybe we can do a backfield where we include running back, quarterbacks in the backfield and do all that. We could probably it'd be good to do Elite Eights all the way through.
I'm with it.
Of backfields, and then maybe we'll get into team defenses or something like that also. So, all right, Joey, what we got now? We're getting in the second round.
We're going to the second round. We got the final four. Let's go back to the bottom. We have our 2-seed LA Rams versus the 6-seed Dallas Cowboys. Chris, you go first here.
So again, I think Kupp is showing he can do more than Lamb. I think Lamb has that ceiling, but Kupp's already where Lamb wants to be. Allen Robinson, we've seen really great numbers. He fell off last year, but so I think
just say it. Just say it.
Yeah, he is. He definitely killed me last year.
Allen Robinson.
he killed me last year though, but I think this year he's going to be a little bit more trustworthy.
It's going to be a lot more trustworthy.
And Higbee is a solid tight end, so I think you got to go Rams here.
Chris going Rams.
I'm not. It's not even. Listen, one thing about JB the champ, talking in third person now.
Not a homer.
So I'm not. I'm gonna be realistic, and the Rams have a better receiving core than the Cowboys do.
This is saying if they get OBJ back, right? Because they want.
Yeah.
They're talking about.
So but I just is the fact. I do think Schultz is better than Higbee and definitely more trustworthy. And I think, but if you line up Allen Robinson, healthy Cooper Kupp, healthy CeeDee Lamb, healthy Gallup, I think that the Rams have an advantage. I don't think by as much as some may think, but I think they do have an advantage.
Well, also,
I think you go to that third wide receiver. you have Van Jefferson is just more proven than anybody right now on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He's more proven than James Washington. So I'll go with the Rams here as well.
I think Van Jefferson could be what he showed last year. He could be a 2 in some offenses. I think
definitely.
So
I agree with that.
I mean, imagine if they get Beckham back and Van Jefferson is your 4. Man,
Beckham won't be back. If he comes back, he'll probably be back in November, maybe December.
But hey, I mean, you might as well. They're good enough to ride that out. You know what I mean?
I know, right? I mean, he came there last year, the last 6 games, 7 games?
It sucks that they never played with like Woods. Did they ever play with Woods?
He played a couple games at the beginning of the season.
Maybe
he got hurt. Did he get hurt before the season started? No, he got hurt during the season.
Woods got hurt mid-season. Because they were on this team together, right? OBJ and Woods were at the same time. I don't know if they played a week together or not.
I don't think he played with, or he may have either gotten hurt right as Beckham got there, or
might have been like the week of maybe or something.
Yeah, yes, I think it may have been that.
It sucks that they never, because I would have liked to see what they would have done with those 3 guys.
Definitely. Let's go to the top of the bracket. We have the number 5 seed. We got an upset up here. Number 5 seed, San Francisco 49ers versus number 8 seed, who upset Tampa Bay. Fly, Eagles, fly. JB, where you going here? Philly versus San Francisco.
I mean, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, a lot of good young guys who could explode. A really good tight end. I think the Eagles, because of they got more depth. And I mean, A.J. Brown is on the same level as Debo. I mean, probably better as receiver, maybe not a playmaker, but as receiver. A.J. Brown is a big play receiver. Devontae Smith, as a rookie, had a good season. You got Dallas Goedert. I'm gonna go with the Eagles over the 49ers.
They're loaded. JB.
Yeah, it's funny because when we did this, we didn't even have Philly on there, but I think when you add Goddard in there, and we because originally I was doing it just wide receivers, but once you add Goddard in, I think that jumps him up a ton because Goddard was really good, and I think he'll be better. To me, the only thing is, I mean, if you're just talking ability, A.J. Brown is
number 1,
super dominant, and then Devontae Smith is only going to get better. And the same with, how old is Goddard?
He's pretty young. I think he's probably 26 or 27.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's been in the league. Yeah, 27. So, I mean, he went from 46 catches, 524 to 56 and 830. So, I mean, he jumped his average up a whole 3 yards. So, to me, man, it's I don't trust San Francisco's guys as much. But this is both teams with a high ceiling type of guys that, I don't know what A.J. Brown's going to be there. So, again, I think we're just trying to take just purely talent. Give me Philly.
Philly's going through. I'm going to agree with you all, even though it's really close for me. I'm still going to.
Oh, you were loving on San Francisco, and now you're you warmed on them quick.
That bandwagon now.
Would it even matter because if we pick them, your vote don't even count?
Yep, wouldn't count, but I'm still thinking it.
Letting us know.
Hey, yes. So before we go on to the final round, we got the Rams against the Eagles.
Yes, we
Let me just tell you, talking about the Rams offense. Robert Woods played in 9 games. I believe he got hurt in the middle of game 9. No, he got hurt in practice, by the way. I forgot he got hurt in practice.
Okay, yeah.
He was on pace for a Robert Woods season. Let's check this out. When he played for the Bills, they didn't use him at all. He was the first round draft pick out of USC. Goes to the Rams, 12 games his first year there. That's when they still had Brandon Cooks. Didn't do too much. But then 2018, 86 catches, 12,000 yards. 2019, 90 catches, 1,134 yards. 2020, 90 catches, 936. In 2021, he was on pace. He was at game 9 with 8 games left.
Yeah.
Right? He had 45 catches, 556 yards. So the second receiver for the Rams is good for at least 130 plus targets.
Hear that?
The second receiver. And that's without the first 3 years with Jared Goff.
You hear that, Allen Robinson? You hear that?
So they said he got hurt. They signed Odell on November 11th. Robert Woods got hurt on November 12th.
I was thinking that, Chris.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So they never actually played in a game together. That sucks because they would have been. I mean, as good as they were, that would have been ridiculous.
Yep.
So
final.
Give us our final.
8 versus 2.
Oh,
Chris.
The eight.
Philly Eagles versus Super Bowl champions. Where are you going, Chris?
So I think. Man, this one is close.
This is close. This is very close.
So the argument here is any right. It's not just strictly on Matthew Stafford throwing to Cooper Kupp, right? This is the argument of just any team that they go to. This would be the receiving core, right?
Yeah.
So I think AJ Brown is probably more system proof than Cooper Kupp is. So then it's Devontae Smith and Allen Robinson, who that's my man. So
remains. We know that, Chris.
So right now it's tied for me. So I'm gonna go Goddard beats Higbee. And I think that Van Jefferson, oh man, that's tough because Van Jefferson may swing that the other way, but you know what? Just to make it interesting, I'll go Philly here.
No.
It's close though. It's closer than it should be.
Yeah. I was thinking I'm on the same line as you, but I'm thinking that Van Jefferson is the one piece that makes the Rams better than the Eagles. I think that the Eagles don't really have. They have a lot of young guys, but they don't have a proven third guy.
Van Jefferson versus Rager for you.
Yeah, and Rager is good, but he hasn't proven he can do it in the NFL yet. Right. He has the talent.
Correct.
And so I'm gonna go with the Rams here.
Oh,
so,
Joey,
it's all on Joey.
On the Rams. Now it's on me.
It's on you, Joey.
We threw you one, Joey. You've been on deck all evening.
2 explosive receivers in Philly versus the guy that has been there, done that, Cooper Kupp, maybe the best receiver in football.
They call him the football nerd.
Allen Robinson has been to the top, and then they got a rookie quarterback.
Chris's man. That's Chris's man.
Game crashing down. If I'm going to have to separate this, I'm going to go.
Hold on, before you go any further, don't forget your other fans. Don't forget your boy Higbee. That's your man.
My man's Tyler Higbee, who has helped me fantasy wise numerous times. I'm going to have to break this tie by going on who is throwing the football.
No.
And based on that, since I know who's going to be throwing the ball
this is a non, we have no clue. This is just a vacuum. You got to say.
Well, I'm going to still go in LA. I've got to go LA. Cooper Kupp is just phenomenal in this offense. And as soon as Al Robinson gets into this offense, Cooper Kupp is going to open things for him. Tyler Higbee is going to have things opened up for him as well. That's how good Cooper Kupp is in this offense. I'm going LA as well.
So the number 1 seed prevail. Actually, no, they're the 2.
They're the number 2 seed.
Man, Philly wasn't even on our list originally, and then
they weren't. They made it all the way to the finals.
They had to
I
do
think
a phase
Philly benefited from injuries.
Yes, they did.
From the bubble.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, who gets better? Godwin gets better.
Yeah, I
Or
mean
makes him
Tampa.
way
Yeah,
better.
Tampa. You give me Godwin, a healthy Godwin, a healthy Mike Evans. I'm not worried. And you got the GOAT throwing the ball to him. I mean, it's hard to say that
Well,
the best.
and Arizona with Hopkins is better also for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably what 2 years removed from being a top 2 guy.
Yeah, we should do the AFC top wide receivers.
Yeah,
That's
so
going to be
next week. That's what we'll do.
AFC top wide receivers.
We'll do the AFC receiving core, and then we can get into the backfield. So there's
but that time, baby, fantasy time.
Almost
you know what
there.
that means, don't you? It means this right here. What did I tell y'all? Let me show y'all. Y'all see that name there? What did it say? JB.
the champ. The champ
The
is here.
champ. Stop shaking your head, Joey. Stop shaking your head.
It's almost time.
It's almost time, baby. It's almost time. And let me just tell y'all one thing before Joey gives us his hot take. 2 things. One, congratulations, Rams, on being the Elite 8 winner for the top wide receiver cores in the NFC. And secondly, please, oh, please don't let me win fantasy baseball.
Come on, guys.
It's like
your
when
lineups,
I went to Awesome Con, I saw Brian. Brian was like, please don't let JB win this championship. Please.
Set your lineups. My goodness.
Set your lineup, people. I can't, all I do is line up and play.
Set your lineups.
Hit on that.
Meantime, I got 5
Got the hot take.
5-legger.
5-legger, okay.
5-legger. One is going on right now. JB, is what we discussed earlier.
Is it already? They already playing?
They are playing right now.
Yeah, well, you can't add that to a parlay, my young man.
I've already got it in.
Okay, so all right, so you got it in. We'll see if yours hits, but we'll also talk about the other 4. Okay,
I will go with the other 4, which are all involved in baseball. But my 5-legger, Chris, I did Spain versus North Macedonia. Spain,
yeah, you did talk about that earlier. Spain, yeah, I don't think Chris wasn't here for that. It was me and you talking, I believe.
Yeah.
It was at a minus 31. It went down to a minus 29 and a half. Currently,
you'll take those minus.
Currently, what's the score right now?
The best of the number, Joey.
Spain is up by 34 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Ooh, boy,
that's gonna be a
sweat
right
here, baby.
That's gonna be a sweat, Joey.
I'm gonna be sweating that a little bit. So my other ones. So in this 4-legger, as of right now, this is a plus 1,017.
Okay.
Not too sure what it is on FanDuel with the other 4. I'm gonna play the Yankees. I got 2 Yankees that will be getting a hit today. Aaron Judge will be recording a hit today.
You don't want to put it as
just a hit, right?
Just a hit.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Astros shut him down.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
Except
did.
for that one game when he had the walk off.
Other than that,
but
yeah, other than that, they had him on. They had him on this.
Yes, they did. Giancarlo Stanton will also be recording a hit today.
Those are the 2-3 hitters.
2-3 or 3-4. One of them, yes.
I see Judge as a second hitter, which I'm like, what? But yeah, usually when I look at it, he's always, because I probably have checked more baseball lineups this year than the last 10 years.
Oh, there you go, JB.
I've been checking them. Who's hitting when? I've been checking them, baby.
Let's go to the money line for Tampa. Tampa Bay, I will be taking the money line. They are not favored, but they will win going into Toronto. Who is Toronto? I don't know. I do not know. I know that my fantasy pitcher Barrios will be pitching for Toronto today. I will be sitting him down because he has been getting rocked recently.
You're sitting him down, man. Come on, man.
Down. Tampa, the money line in Toronto today. Corey Kluber will be pitching. My second money line pick in this four-legger will be Milwaukee. Maybe the best pitcher in baseball, Corbin Burns, will be pitching at Pittsburgh. I'll take Milwaukee on the money line. So we got.
And is Milwaukee favorite to win anyway?
Yes, they are.
Big favorite, minus 200.
Yes. Burns is on the hill.
All right. So five. Joey's 5-leg parlay was Spain versus North Macedonia minus 29. Aaron Judge, Stanton getting hits today in their game. The Rays money line, the Bucks money line. You said that was a plus what?
Rays is plus 122.
No. What? No. Your whole parlay. What was it?
Plus 1017.
Plus 10.
It says Tampa is delayed right now. Have you seen that?
I'm not seeing that.
But who knows? I mean,
close the roof.
Yeah, someone said I thought Toronto played in the dome.
Yeah,
they do. Must be something happening up there if they're delayed.
Yeah, really.
First game, another game that starts today at 2, right? Somebody, Red Sox, Chris's boys, Red Sox.
4-0.
Yeah, it is delayed. That is delayed, and
okay.
It says they're delaying it for a ceremony, maybe. So it doesn't look like it should be good then.
Yeah. Red Sox, Cubs.
Red Sox whooping early.
Yeah, they are. But geez.
There's your hot take, Millions. Take it and win.
He's benching Barrios.
Yes, I am. Take it and win. Do what
Joey, Joey, you are number 1 in your division.
I've been playing some pretty good ball lately, JB.
I see.
Been playing some pretty good
Josh
ball.
Gibson, the GOAT. Let me see. Look at your lineup real quick. Who you got? You got your man. You mentioned 2 guys tonight. You must got enough innings going on right now.
I got plenty of.
Oh yeah, you already reached your 28.
Got plenty.
You gonna bench Mikolos too? Man, you got more pitchers than you got anything.
He's been pitching very well. I've got strategy going against Buttons today.
Ah, okay, I got you.
I got freaking Harper.
I'm going against this guy named Chris.
I got Harper. Harper's killing me.
Yes, he is.
And I got Salvador Perez, who I reached to get him because he's generally so much better of a catcher than everybody else.
He hit 50 home runs last year, didn't he?
Yeah. So I was thinking kind of like it's like tight end, Kelsey versus everyone else's. Yeah. So your position scarcity kind of thing. And that's come back to haunt me because he hasn't been good at all. And now he's freaking out for who knows how long.
Right.
You're what you call guys though. You got playing been hitting. I mean, goodness gracious, you hitting 343 for the week.
I got some hitters. My pitching is just average. I got McLaughlin, who's really good. Yeah, he's on the Rays.
My pitching today, I got 2 hammers going today.
Oh, great.
I got 2 hammers, Freed and Cole going today, baby. Hammers.
You got pitching.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Oh, I got pitching. That's it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I do got some pitching.
Who's the best?
A whole bunch of Braves.
Who's the best pitcher in this season in fantasy? Actually, the guy McLaughlin has been. Then you got Verlander.
Yeah, I tell you what, these fantasy. I got this one thing about this fantasy thing is that it's confusing sometimes how they ranking people.
Because I don't know, because there's so many categories. I don't know how they actually do it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right. So,
I don't know how they place
now,
value on it.
So right now, the number 1 pitcher in fantasy baseball is Shane, your guy. He's number 1. I got
Verlander too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 2 guys in the top 9.
East.
As he starting pitchers, the relief pitcher is Clay Holmes. He got 21 saves. I mean, my guy was doing pretty good, but he had a
21
high.
saves. Who's that? Who's he for?
He's playing for lead by example. 21. He got 21 saves. He plays for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes sense.
Second best relief pitcher is the kid from your squad, and lead by example got him too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third best relief pitcher I had, but he's been hurt for a long time, so I had him, the guy from Tampa Bay. He's been hurt. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they be ranking this stuff.
I got like 2 pitchers in the top 100.
Right.
You, Darvish, and McLaughlin.
Yeah, but because when you can't rank, you can't put all the players together because they break them down by pitchers and because the number 1 pitcher is the 3rd ranked fantasy guy. He's 3rd. McLaughlin.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know how they end up valuing anything.
Yeah, and then when you do hitters, you do batters. The kid from Cleveland is number 1.
That's usually my dude, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Ramirez. I'll get him every year.
Yeah.
I am looking at all these guys. I don't have anybody in the top 10 hitting. I got one guy in the top 25, another guy in the top 32.
Damn.
And after that,
I got 2 in the top 20.
you got nothing. I got nothing.
That's it.
Hey, your pitching is what you're leaning on.
There you go. Take that.
I took y'all lessons, man.
I
was looking at Joey's team because I wanted to send him his boy Nestor, but I don't know if Joey got anybody that he want to give up for Nestor.
Send it to me anyway, JB.
You can cobble up.
Send it to me.
Because I like my 2 guys I picked up off the waiver wire, man. Gray and Walker, man. They've been doing some work.
Yeah, they have. Send it to me anyway. We'll see if
I got you. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you a taste and see what happens.
Okay.
Joey likes him a trade, so
I'd like to analyze.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, there you go. Wait, episode 57. So before we move, what's today's date? So just so you guys know, next week we're good whenever y'all want to do our episodes. The following week, we can do a Wednesday, the 13th, because 14th is my birthday, and I'll be at the Braves game and the Nats game. Now, the next day is what I want to discuss here live on CJ Squared.
Don't try
We
to.
are supposed to have a CJ Squared get together that Friday night for that game. And I'm still waiting on my mans to let me know if he can make it.
There'll be an answer tonight.
All right, cool.
Mark it.
Cool. Because I'm trying to make that a Braves weekend.
Braves weekend.
Yeah, I'm trying to go 4 games hot, man. I'm trying to. Saturday gonna be the most difficult one because my dad wants me to bring Jasmine down for some pictures early in the morning. The game starts at 4, and I want to get there so I can get. I wanted to get. They having a bobblehead. It's Star Wars Day, and they're having a bobblehead, and it's going to be instead of Han Solo, it's going to be Han Soto bobblehead, and wanted to get that. I know Joey is a big Juan Soto fan. Then yeah. So, but anyway, All right, good. That's good. Give me an answer by tonight. I know, Chris, you still in, right?
Yeah, I should be good. So just let me know.
I mean, I'm letting you know right now. I'm going. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
just
saying let me know what
saying.
let me
I'm
know.
gonna go. I just want to make sure.
Let me
you're
know what
good.
Joey decides.
Hey.
Well, I'm sure I'll be on the text anyway.
Yeah.
Don't be looking around, Joey. Don't be looking
No,
around.
I'm hearing Dort.
Who you got coming in there? Is it Cooper or the little one?
Yeah, one of them. It's one of them.
One of them trying to sneak in here.
Uh-huh.
All right, so episode 5-7, we're gonna do Joey. It's best let you pick the time because you kind of weird with these times.
I got
Texting
you.
me about 11 o'clock at night, like I'm.
I got you.
Yeah, okay. So next week, episode 5-8. We got to that episode 5-9. We should hit episode 60 this summer, man. We doing it. I saw Draymond. I was watching Draymond's little thing today. I saw the beginning of it. He was at episode 18.
Yes, right.
Episode 18.
Okay.
And he was like, episode 18, the same amount of appearances that LeBron James made to the NBA All-Star game. Yeah. So episode 5-8 in the books. I know it's a long episode. Take your bits and pieces. Add your comments. Send us some feedback. Show us some love. If you got some questions that you want to get answered on CJ Squared, put them in the comments. We'll answer your questions. Put in your parlay. Put in that parlay, Joy. Put it in. You may not get that 5-leg, but you can get that 4-leg and see if you can stack it up. Because we always stacking here at CJ Squared. I'm sitting here at home right now stacking. I ain't doing nothing.
Just stacking. That's it.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm still stacking. Believe it or not, I'm stacking. I ain't even doing nothing right now, but I'm stacking. But there we go. Anything you want to send us out with, Chris?
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys. So I've been going through some albums, some all-time greats. I wanted to know what your guys' take was on. Hold on, let me find it. So I went through Tribe Called Quest, their 4 albums.
Oh, that last one was garbage, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, no, the original. These are all probably 2006. My whole list I'm in the A's, so it's a whole list of 2006 and prior. That's when the book came out, like on all albums. So I actually think Midnight Marauders is better than the Low End Theory.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you.
All right, help me out here. Midnight Marauders.
Award
what
tour.
were the best? Give me some of the songs from that album.
Award tour.
War tour. Okay.
Electric Relaxation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One with Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember purchasing that CD. I used to listen to that CD.
Me too. When I used to buy CDs back in the day, somebody stole all my CDs, all my classics, all my Redmans, Wu-Tangs, Tribe. I had all those albums. They all got stolen. So
it has Award Tour, 8 Million Stories, Midnight, We Can Get Down, Electric Relaxation, Clap Your Hands, Oh My God, Keep It Rolling, The Chase, Lyrics to Go, God Lives Through.
Electric Relaxation is one of my favorite hip hop songs of all.
It is the one that's relax your mind and
relax yourself, girl.
Yeah. That's the one when okay. Fife's lyrics in that one were kind of sick. It was funny.
So you guys are with me? Joey's with me.
Hold on. Give me the songs from Low End Theory.
That is Excursion, Bugging Out, Rap Promoter, Butter, Verses from the Abstract, Show Business, Vibes and Stuff, Infamous Date Rape, Check the Rhyme, Everything is Fair, Jazz, Sky Pager, What, and Scenario.
Check the Rhyme got them noticed, and then they blew up with Scenario. Check the Rhyme that's what got me to love them first. That's a great song.
What album was Put the Apple Bum on?
But that's their, I think that's their first album.
Yeah, I think that's their
And what's the song you said that because Scenario is an all-time classic.
Yes, it is.
Scenario is an all-time. That's one of the you play Scenario right now anywhere. If you like music, you're gonna just go get hype as hell regardless.
That, yeah.
Even if you are youngster don't know what it is, you'll be like, oh, here we go, yo. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. And check the rhyme.
You might have to listen to it.
Yeah, with the
and it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Check the rhyme, y'all. Oh man, that's a classic too, man. I agree with you. I think Midnight Marauders probably has.
Yeah, I guess I just was surprised because I always heard
it's still a man. Those are two really good albums.
I always heard A Low End Theory was their main their big one, and so I don't know if I didn't know a ton about them.
Probably because of that Scenario, and during that time they were doing a whole bunch of crossover songs and music with these are New School. Jungle Brothers. Because remember Jimmy. Oh my goodness, that Jungle Brothers, straight out the jungle, the brothers. Oh, and In Our Soul. Oh, yeah, all those guys.
That was the crew. Dude,
I was like, at 19, I don't know what y'all were doing in 1990, 91, but I was really on some De La Soul crap. I was rocking the De La Soul. I wasn't rocking no Jordans. And I was rocking De La Soul shirts. Had the haircut with the step and the parts.
Oh, I remember that.
I had a Gumby, Joey. Never did Gumby. I did the flat top with the steps and the parts in the head.
Okay.
Oh man, and I even had the overalls.
Oh yeah.
So I was all De La Soul. I was really I love De La Soul and Tribe and all those guys. But yeah, I agree with you, man.
I'm working through a ton of different albums, but I figured so when I get to them, I'll let you guys know if
Scenario.
Oh, and I get to albums, you guys
have you have Sirius XM. You can all listen to those songs on channel 47.
Yes, 47 is our most popular channel when we drive.
Okay, 47 and 46. 46 because if you got kids, you can hear the new songs with the curses in them.
Yes.
And 47 got all the old stuff, but they got all the good curses in them too.
Yes, they do. That's why I keep hearing. That's why I keep hearing that when I send you, JB, the 4321. It's always on channel 47 when Redman comes in. Hoo-ah!
Oh my goodness. Redman get me going crazy, boy.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my goodness, Redman. Oh.
Reggie Noble.
I do have some
the dark side, baby. It's dark side.
I got a spreadsheet. I got Africa Bambaataa coming up soon.
Oh, okay. Africa Bambaataa, believe it or not, was a little bit before my time. Like
we'll see how that is.
Hip hop.
We'll see how that one goes. Because I'm working through them all now. So
that's cool. I like that. What about you, Joey? Anything going on with you or what you doing you want to share, or you just you got summer break and now you just running behind the kids?
Well, congratulations to my youngest progeny. Elle did qualify for the Junior Olympics in the long jump and the javelin throw. At her most event, she set personal best in all 3 events. She is on
long jump and the javelin throw for the Junior Olympics. And where is that going to be held this year?
North Carolina A&T University.
Wow! And when is this?
This is the first week of August.
She jumped. So her best jump going in, JB, was 11:11. Remember, she's going in. She just graduated 4th grade, so she finished. Her jump this time was a 12:8.
Nice. So, and what's the days, Joey?
Don't know the days yet. They're sort of spread out. It's
Joey, when you get the days, I can see a JB road trip in the making.
Okay.
Let me know. I would love to come to the Junior Olympics and watch her do that. Oh my God, that's
absolutely.
And A&T, you gotta, because I go back to work on the 8th anyway.
Okay. Okay.
And I get back from Hawaii on the morning of the 1st.
Ooh.
The
Very
kid at the thing, JB, remember the kid we talked about that ran like a ridiculous 400?
Yeah.
He was there that day. Oh, we were watching him. He ran a 48, what is it, like a 48-20, and he was 14 years old.
Gosh.
Nice, good for him, man.
He was like what, 10 seconds ahead of the next guy.
He was
dude. See, with stuff like that, kids like that, when they 14 and they run track, they gotta keep putting in that work. And because guys, people are already watching them. You gotta keep putting in that work, man. He gonna get a full ride somewhere.
Oh, for
easy.
sure.
Easy.
Yeah,
easy.
Right, that's easy money. Knows. Even if he doesn't improve, I saw he was one of the top 500 college kids at timing wise. If he doesn't get any faster than he is right now,
you know.
So he's already
somebody right now is like over the fence, like where he going?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who was that guy?
Absolutely.
He looked like he was doing it no problem too.
Yes,
he was
like, probably that 400, man. That's a killer too, man. I've seen kids just like just give out.
Well, a kid from, remember I said the one kid from Prince William, he was on the, what was it, Dale City Lightning. He got I wonder if you can find, I wonder where he goes to school around there because he's 14 also. He ran a 51 at 14, so he's also rolling.
Yeah, I had a kid when the kid who was at VCU right now, he ran the 400, man. He ran like it had to be like a 49. It was under a 50. It was like a 49, and he was 13.
Oh, geez.
So and he also won that, and he also won high jump too. Well, he didn't win high jump. Came in like second. He had another kid that could jump out the just had ups that won high jump, but still beast scholarship. You know, it's funny. I have a kid who Elijah. I never forget, in 7th grade, I missed a practice and he was messing around with the hurdles and broke his leg, and he had to be on crutches the rest of the season. The next year he came back, ran a bunch of relays. He was my basketball manager too, and that dude got a full ride to the Army. He's running for the Black Knights.
Oh, geez.
So
putting in the work, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he had to. He had to put in that work, man. Put in that work. But next week we're gonna do this again, Joey. I've been looking forward to your answer, and Chris, good luck the rest of the week in fantasy, win or lose. Long as I can make the playoffs,
you'll be good on that.
That's your line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right now I need, I just gotta stay ahead of the Utes. But I think this guy has the playoffs, 8 teams make it.
Yeah. So you're good. You have to completely collapse.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No.
I'll switch out my whole team before that happens. And don't forget, I picked up Michael Harris.
Uh-huh.
It's young prospects in the NLB right now, Joey. What you think about that guy?
He is hot.
I saw Buttons picked up the guy that I want to get there's a shortstop from
the Pirates.
And that guy's been killing. But they said he threw a 96 mile an hour.
Yeah, I seen that. From short to first, I seen it.
Ridiculous.
It looked fast. I saw the film, but it also said, I saw something on Twitter that he ran the bases faster than Tyreek Hill ran on his football field.
I don't make no sense.
Pirates. You believe it, Joey?
That's just crazy.
Pirates better. I mean, some guys just know how to run bases too, though. So, but Pirates have been a farm system for all the other teams for years. They better hold on to this guy.
Yeah,
because it's ridiculous.
Yep. All right, guys, y'all have a great 4th of July weekend. Have some fun.
Absolutely, JB too.
And I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll let you know then what time. I can do in the day.
Hey, Joey, let me know, man, because let me know. You know what I'm saying? That'll be to get CJ Squared all together in one spot at a baseball game, you don't get no better.
Gotcha.
All right,
All right,
guys.
man. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
All right,
guys.
y'all.